Aye waye komusa. Ana opinini ka say oh say kasa de. Me kasa sisi ase oman ba. First pa no na me titire ni ma ye peace council. Tine bia obetime ni de bia keke sa. Ana si jai we nya atwom. Nana Dubai yente se wo kasa. Eni ne ka ho nti eni papa nso no aka na chese na ebi akasa etia ba no pe ebedi ho nkomo babna ma afo kame ho kwesi aboagye no pe yatena se Ghana muntie ya no pedwumedie na ya hye ya de ahyehye su a ya de ibremu yi ye ba beji de bon krata no eni mu nsem babna
Abusuafo mamemfa de bon krata Ghanaian Times amamu akwaba na me sasia dia na odi a speaker of parliament abambaben infoni ababetu anum sei ya o sesi uti kama si uti no kala ni bia na odi abotai en wo sei na white ya wasa no space kama ene dade amrase bejafie onum obi mpani mese ebra wotena na konwam no wasese doso na wotena ase no ene amrase bejafo no wotena ha sorry enyina ho asafo mo we ma ye ready obi a obeya ibi amamo wa befa nako enu ohun se as a first deputy speaker of parliament Joseph was ewusu ejina wa o ka so won tena se as won pese wo betena se no wo kasa no tenten nsenti ema speaker bufu no kata nsa shut up obi anka na no ntumi wo mrase bedafia mpasa suban no amuda na die no mini anu a me maya ade no na wa betene no me mesi agina ya no no wa betene no opposition ne say shut up under the parliament wo na anya asam ketwa Commander Sugar Factory na nanoma infoni adesie bi abasra mampani na na dedanko akufuado ade Commander Sugar Factory no ho asem betu nanim mampani na nado ase wonmu bose ata sebe epuya ma chepuya Commander Sugar Factory ebesa ase ayeduma kama Lands and Natural Resources Minister owanase ya go yes mumrem womu ba ya Ghana Chamber of Mines ade aboko mu na munam ayawra asama asi wo apiate no yantumi ntina ho no nyanhya han yakuta yensem $4 million ya de base montie na monfam wantitiri kuro ni biyo ana minister say how $4 million say I $4 million also is sika mu wo bebrebe yi $4 million pe ana mo de base yamfa nkwa titiri kuro na mo mansi adwuma amunya sika amunya $4 million esha na me say esha but ebida wanum wa na otubi abe enti waje no saa but wakate wanum say $4 million pa de ni nso sika ni senti wo munko na wo munko hese wo mu benya bi ade aka ho na ateli guide democrat anim ha and what the maslock for titire ni kanede no the friend no said na tamaklo what the infoni abeto anim say ne ho ayefe pa wache ne reg ni bia ba e bia ba say no watitire bi nso wanachi and was saying na black ya was say we the man say pam say store set and the sen wa wadeda he what say ya de mami kwa akogina court akobo no kwadu sika bi ebra no wote akonya so na fa ne nsase eno ana womutase afede bibia ya krado ya de ne ba court de yakwa akodi nasem CODA en woma complete yi project ba ko 129 woma ya wie Commander Sugar Factory empenimfo ba mampeni na so mampeni kate wonum se wo se wonum bose ewrade ya adoma epu Commander Sugar Factory no ebesa asase aye adwuma Speaker of Parliament Abambaben Right Honorable. What the hand say here was African way, up and down. Their friends at the Tiabacas up and down. And was Senator Cahu. Send the special bonny nose mask. And Radia and Brasaba de Fio. I had to say the quote to be the players' information there. Woman Fanko Bobo. Tinase, then Tinawa, and Kasa. Mesika wanutum, shut up. Obianye diwa na menkasa. Wo first deputy speaker wuna meka kire wono. Mini anu mu a mi rule na mi mama no na wa overturn no. Dia me mama no na wa overturn no. Na wo parliament ya no o size ya saying. And then the speaker bufu pa. Amu wakeka bi tire no. Anra so court akwa asetena. Prison guard ya wadu obi free prison aba. Yebedi nkofo ya asem wo court no. Etua kura no sade na kan yo ana ne nsa komi atrega no so. And God being so good. Na etuo no hwefom enti ahwe wono ane nan so. Anya ade a na etuo no apagya kwatene nipa da se ni bia so ye nti asem de. Enti wono ankasa ne nan ana wokomi atrega no enti omi aso apa hu ana fire no. Sa brede wada hospital wati ayareshe. Abrantie ya friend Raza Kojopoku. Anra kra ni di nkoma wa ha. Abrantie no asie gina ya se. MPP amanyoko kwoto aba. Akwa akoyi Franka Tufu a wono abrantie Raza Kojopoku. Wotina mu bi obegina sempanimfo ento no so aba na wono nso maya flag bearer emfama MPP amanyoko no na sabi wabɔ ne bere yie osafata otu Franka edema party no na de bokata delegate de tiri ha awade aba no wata sa wo pe player enkofo twa no ejefa wo pa tase kakra ni aka na to fom kakra no obi echa no kakra ni etia ne naso kakra ni epushi no aya abrantie nema da silver abrantie no na enkofo aye no fa wo pa fitibra was started bobo wono nko afa wura wo maya no aya 1040 ebi ni ewiase abakosam football mu enti nema ena nkofo twitwa no pa ya utwa na ne ajefa wo utwa na ne ajefa wo aya abrantie nema da silver ono ena ya abrantie a nkofo twa no pa na the new crusading guide anim ha what the abrantie Justin Kodia from Pong why chief executive officer MU Employment Agency why lawyer ni why abrantie brane pa ne ho efe MPP amanyoko anti omu kwato abako yi executives ya ebecha party ni ntutu yeso na abrantie yi enkofo atepo ne se general secretary dibre no wono ana wokro wono so akasa watasa MPP internal elections no asasa party fo ne yakafo pa na wiase ensuna buro na so no dokono ensuna bi baba na suru fuse naba abanu omukwa akoto no sa mentime nwase wanti ne ntokwa na bekoso a omu wi a omu ntumi nkeka wo masinasini ammom enti wasra party fo nyina se adebra o ekoro ye omu fu onuado enyama ne nya fese de be ya omu betumi akabom ebreki 8 no a wode lawyer Justin Kodia from Pongwa watrasa woye the incoming general secretary ama MPP anra empanimfo bi aba mampani nanado anaso a womu free commander na bra womu baaye no womu the commander sugar factory hu nkomo ana bedan no ata mampani sa wadawruma sugar factory kakraka esiwo factory ni ya esiwo no mu a titie yi aya mampani ya pa ana wakato no so ajebrɛ womu ko makoma nto womu yam awurade ya adoma apru ya eni atira apru dia sama atapru ya na asasase a aya adwuma ayi a chamber of mines womu ba ya $4 million and womu be donate ya mfa nkwachichira piati $4 million debi sikani sakura mu wasika bu musu se tam sika bu abu muso emu say $4 million debi Monsana Monfes Canibin Kawana, Sika Wedie, Esakura. The Bocrata made it to us so. The Bocrata, your friend said Daily Post. Or the Abrantia appear stadium Mfonia Betua. Now, Papa Bidina Nintay, the who say a Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asantianti, and one in a Casey. What as appear stadium, a confronto Papano, and Wakata and Sawo. A Braton Tamani Mahama Teswa, Swandi and Nimuaha, and T will be to me Cadi or Pe. Pampenina na the danko kufuado ba ye obi aka na no atum papa we a hypocrite we nya atompa we nya atom
need 100.9 Ghana Montie dwumadie sunu asiogwe eye ensemu akwabena chechie mu eda de bokrata Daily Post enim honum say ye ko na ye ni Apia Stadium edi hu enkomo na sasemi ni nyina ye video bi akọ viral ye atwapeti di atese pa amanfo bebre social media teach you mainstream online portals or my publications on it. So, yani appear any who come kaka. Appear that simu akwa baba Neat FM so.
I wasn't going to so many times.
Me hoya pa fish apa so them say fi ending komo.
So ka ka be permanent. The number of them is the
Oh, how? So, video yi a ko viral man for be breach your margin e di hu komo. The ye hu no say ye openi Reverend Emmanuel Asante na say woto ehye no so eye bi ase eye no ehefa no
kwasi mame ko tia de bi Asante kasa na kan kasa o kasa obitu show bi na se tutu bro me bopi no e twi kasa me yese se kwabra be ko tia e bopi no e bi sana se me tu Asante kasa tu obitu show na se ma bulu kono bulu kono
enya sana tembia ase chire otusho obi so na se ne de bia na o akwa akobo no
the outside the part do tie wanti do tie so wu ase
then ya ye kra de nka otu no blow kra nka yo
because your pack sana papa no so where that is the last word he said so ma pega mani address am kutu bible say in the sense me sa masra na hwe no anya na di ceremony yes I can where do catch out to say you will champion or an inside I said you will champion was hard na no kwa kan he am fair to interview no and my mind mistake ana obi a throw the other so
okay so hefa no na ye be ase no
Asante memu ha otumfo krobe Asante ko hene man hene yo wasa test pa na sa se test ni konya din kuru ni amfa ni din say ye fa emwa ni ko ofin so bitu da dia ko kubo sam ko kata chiman eba akuma dan o hira WhatsApp bi do pa ye na na fe so hene ono na wadane ato ye ko jare kwan ma na ko ekura o ma hiru a enkase wo wu ye kusie no o ko ekura do ba ha ba ko sem ni enya ma ma yero ha e pokesi ni anya ko cha ni be bi e ho na kese na na ko ekura o ko akotena ho
na senia video ne tie ne de weni ebo no so prekopa na uhunu odwumedie na se a wo share da eye wadwen say yes oba ko bisa ne nsem ana ubisa no
well mama mfa kwanya so nchia akoma pa na me de edani pakoya se Father Dixon we di papa na recently Dr. Osakam Despa did birthday nya kwanya ko di kromu bi na Father Fred Dr. Police apo say apia baby say asembi entwe o ya de o ye Father papa e ma me nya kwanya e ko me papa of Police apo ni papa baby a o tie bia me chia o wunu nua ene me bi wo na me na nya mo fa ncheme na mi di pa para de singa mi chira na di o say the bopin is said design say opening asofo no ba mate tan so le organ nyina na be ye mfusu no mate so for one baby na say nya hye le so na ono na preach and do wie no mo kwachia penifo ni wie mo ko na vice president ni na aba ho na bi say say opening mi pa cho woni bi because o hwe ya ko to yi mi bu mi mo ase am peni jo mama ta na me tun kapa nyonko asofo no Ghana ni bibibi na mo majo nya haba antenwi na ni ma nkoyi menti o kasa na o starte ebufu mi zimi nya daji ti no na me se openi o se wonye meterisi peni bi ezi o ko na ho mi na me se openi o se wo ye Ghana ni petra ye to se ampa se wo to bi na se bi e fa nche o dia o de ma anteni mi na me de shim se en kasa me ye former moderator Jimmy Kasabim. Marte, a total bomb will be $100,000. Or call retire, was not Kasabim, Panit, your mamma, my Amun. Your mamma. Diacono, your field or Diacono, be out of one again, or wine, whatever. Your mamma, and you know, you are about what you do, we are some penny in a mamma. And if I take for strategic, of home, the mamma, the money, I will take you, or Bible. A penny be, Mudabaka, which about what I'm saying, Obunibi, in the Tottenham, to say. Oh, she had Dr. Professor Gabriel Gibbons and what say, if we are still in the Tumpa Sabi, near Candy and me, who was the Petumbi, the Minion say, Dr. Kufa before we see a nigga Mahamada. It won't be to much of Minion success any paid that. Dr. Professor Gabriel Gibbons of Tottenham in the cemetery. Obia, when you be away, you depend in a 10. It's the papa way of your curiosity and another done for this one. Well, you're now man, and I don't mind my 4 months and now. A person may be answered. Recently, the ABOAGYE and Namoka, your mamma come for $15 million. And some bazaar. Hey, and you must spend more than 1,000. And they see the neck of what one will. We shall for 7 months, and your Roma, a coffin in a penny war. Mampo, Abugo, Kumawu dice. But penny to mamma, Mamma, but of conform in Libya, or my Cabasanya to tell we are 7 get to 2 of the Papa, suffer penny, but one sister obey demonstration, President Mamma, what you would do for Bagana. That would do for Kona, 2 President Mamma. Another remember, we have 2 years and another, and for who's a care woman and another, Papa na Mabontin. It is your mamma, no, and didn't know I have software pan here. No more for the janitor. Now, I will play 1 hour. It is school down Kenya.
Now, Apia, send your see Canada, and I say, Sabia, I saw for Bakumi, no bina. Nioma Pinida, not Simbisa, say, Ebia, I saw for Bakumi, no more Cassetia, Nebia, no ya. I didn't know, see, I saw for Nina.
Because if you go here, the American, my cousin, you will read. And Tomina. Now, say, you can win in Akura. If you send me for Motiasi, Kakabin, so more. Nanabra memory. If you never posted your mamma, what your one is sending for a move through. Not one number who MPP and drop for. Went to your mamma when they're 40, and then another record 30 something. Oh, you are to be. I know that. I don't know Monka.
Ah, now then, the Indian Chess Yanka. Are they Yanka Petru was him?
The Monka is a monk, and I'm getting another call.
Sanya wo peno and yes I na bia ye be kano enti the fast yen kan te sanya wo peno
kan sana mai hu se nya twema boss ne se ma ma de na kan ya pon ni a ma mi bi bi ni ma aguraburu nkwa ko ni ye ye do kan ya ma me nkwa ti so eso ma mi bi ni mo ni nkwa ye
apia apia sorry say won tin ya me kan say ni me pese me chese tie apia tie Sanya wo kasa yi esunu sanya Apia Stadium kasa esunu sanya ni KWASI ABOAGYE me kasa mintimi nka ense chinchan chi se sanya me kasa no Apia Stadium kana sa enti se Apia one kana sa ti Apia one kana sanya me kasa nti no one kana sanya me kasa nti no me kasa eni Apia
obi ane na sa udete KWASI ABOAGYE se mo ye fair na na do petrol watu bedu da be na wako gina secret ama o sanjo ni akọ odame Mungo jana mama tabro ya tu petrol de chero mako ja secret bum abana petrol to musai
obwa
oh Yakob o me seviase ne krasa KWASI ABOAGYE ni bi bia be timaka ne krasa ta ne boa ne krasa nkonto po dia de na ya tra o mehu timi ehwe nyame no twanto we se do mama e dia kunya no ni ansoma sentro fo ya tu petrol mana mo wonko 40 konko dira kedentia secret ya dia sama benyame dia meka nyina ne se on temase if say and the radio na enye aban dia enye DBC ro o ka sema nya na aban na dum ya bi radio gold na KWASI ABOAGYE na your student na no ya abaya president kufo ama pa ba ma kwa ma radio organ nyina kire na de fa na mo efie nwotwe to na de kufo ama pa ba wa no radio bia president miss Infantini ba na men mo nyam 40 ato ma radio bia ye na djuma Konja ni ba joma mama radio pia Oman FM Ash FM Peace FM Upa babia ensantro for do pa ye aban ho doma e Peace FM ya mama mo show presenter am the back appointment so wait to able to tell some and somewhere shady pabono mama ni ama afro ye afede ya tired ya bramo your mama so mo dey fa so Peace FM
Apia.
Apia. Mama nyame akasa.
Apia.
Ye mekane se.
Apia.
Your mama no ye
Apia. Hello Apia.
Agosi twa me too.
Ubenya abotre because tie. Unim se. No. Nya se odi afa me fie ntia. Se o kan Peace FM a se bi se wakame. Ena kai hu se Neat FM Peace FM ye nyina de koro. Tie. No kure na waka na nyabotre Ghana fo nyina anim yes dibra okuta nti we no enya ade a fi ti se na woka nyabotre nya me say woka sifa kan asem se bi amande dibre Ghana fo nyina anim omde beto abontin nyabotre enye news enya ade a ti se ade a se kukuom ena fi na beka ena de bia nyabotre Apia. Se woni kwam your problem a. Fine, you betimi. Apia tie. Woni kwam your problem a. You betimi accept platform. There be because interview is not about Kwame. Reverend tie. Woni Peace FM so a problem a. Me say you betimi so accept platform no about the kind no. Ano pay nkoma ye frɛ wo nkoma ye frɛ ye Reverend Asante asɛm ye frɛ wo ɛna wo kan kura wo kan no ni TFM na wo kan ni Peace FM na wo kan no ɛne ni TFM ɛyɛ adekoro nti di asɛm na wo kan wa ahoma no atekɔ ye bɛhwɛ sɛ bi a ye sɛ betimi aka Apia Stadium biom na menye so sɛ we nya bi opae ɛmsa ahoma na atekɔ nti ye hwɛ sɛ bi a ye sɛ betimi aka no na ye ne na to aso Ghana Montie Odisempabo Kasiabo Kowakate Munsa Amaya se Kwesi ABOAGYE Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kamadine Kamadine Bo Nitafe Mumayentie Kwesi ABOAGYE 100.9 Yensa kan Apia Stadium biom ewa man so Apia
Mira
so yantu ankomo no so ebi video be da abonten about Reverend Asante ebi a kire madwe ebi se kwan a fa so a wo bopini no na wo kan asem kire no entwaye ene ne ka ho senate wo wankasa no ade a hunu se ni amanfo kan se bi a kwan a fa so bopini no na me kan se wo to share no so na ne wo de nsem pimpini one entwaye no senate ma
until I'm fairness say ABOAGYE you are part of Womwa Omashe Osronta did video and say okay be say enipa ayo mo jero so wan kase wo mo ayo eye omani agere wo se ebi dia pimpin me say e kwa me fa so obi a sabi ni mo ni frafo ni bia obi a nani ohura tie e pa hwe video ya me kura ka wo ABOAGYE ka be ma me kedi se ma ya ade e dia pa na kese papa no kura bia makoto ahye no so ke opani ye mama kan ni asama ye kenya ni kenya ni say mo ye so hu ponte ni kan de kura say problema fu ni mo radio ye ko se ABOAGYE ni ye why the because be nyam identity na problem so kire se papa ni ni tefel ya woni ya ye wo de ye wo ko bi ganti ye man ko bi o mo kan se be ye o mo de e na entra ho papa no me say nipa ye o mo de no wo mo ye o mo de no ye few people ye o mo ye MPP ko is a Ghana obi em say parliament kwa 137 ajasa fo a na nya ne kwa ne yanka akoja ABOAGYE da be na ati na bako se mu se Ghana akonya ababi to so ni minister de abufu akwatra buchiri wo jakatia minister for women affairs wo se me ma parliament me meduma me jakatia ene japo ti ba babonti se yes say $100,000 $120,000 ko go na council okoji the chief of staff wo The first thing for your attempt to brandy a ike to mama military. Ababa will be a communication about Victoria Hammer or ya move with second $1 million year. When you can Japan Bob on thing, I saw for the Ghana, can Japan see a brandy so on the cool, I'm a swally. And the crew when you come on the credit of Papa, can come on the baby, I can for Chiria. Bravo Mocasano, when you go for the Tiamoka. One kind of credit, one penny credit. Papa, the one with your mama fast, so Bush and your mama who flip Polia. Gabon said your mama, Nipa, and many was only a woman for some years. And your mama been asking the one and echo for the memoir, and central for the radio station, we are no more Bobbay, Maniama, Air Costa, and yet. I was your body, Mr. Patron, player than the your mama, nay 14. And then it went to me, Cassa. Ocasa near the Rumble Star near Betchu. Me didn't catch me. What the hank of Guminana and Sa? There's a Kufotia, so your people assembly, doctors are for all the Kusiama said, you bought beer. And then I could father of Obamia Politiku. Mamma, about the Siatic or Mamma, Mammy Sian throw. Apia,
na debia when himself will be cry, when himself will be cry, Mawa Quenya, my own Cassa. Enti me and mama wa kwenya na wo kasa na se wo bebo oh tie twi una wo se wo ya professor otwi anope wo twi na msi tie kasa na me kan ye no tie
akoje waje munya bodi na mama bonten kanche na kufu abese amamuo no what's a Ghana a star president Kufoni wo mo di Kenya jo mama tameso no ba na bi se opani so president Kufu pa to bi di Kufu di na temu no what is say ya the rumble study business security for me fake security for bia kwa kwachi kwa brabo bia nsa akwachi wa heneba president mama odo se ni di second kwa to dem ntuo to koku jo mama mo se to fo ya ni Ghana for bi si jo mama bio bo poa okunu kwa nkunu ai na do obedia konya enema koso Ghana enema hu mimi amekasa mi a victim omo de hanko guminana me sa e de to pick up mo konkan enyanya me na enye go de ni ba do mama papa no ko se abaje so ni mbafai sabi ne to da ka ba bu wiri nem do mama na so me sa ko pu bi David wo ye no kwafo wo ye genuine wo ye messiah wo ye abetele didi abone ma de first wo ye legend wo ye political legend when you live for what is that for president Kufo me say super set do mama when you fake atamidi ye did do mama and nene asu ko na meti bi dra radio so ti do mama tempa so ni busiani papa ya dem kwara ba wi asidi ya de a do bi tebo me ka ni me dai
adenti unti se asu ko no mabi su di mampanyin na ado atem
unti o ka on behalf of MPP o se me ka bia no yi anu amon
se sa na be kana fine but ni am pese me ka
tie mama na ado amemo o se li no bi sa ko ti do so
apia
yes
tie me ni am pese o tie ase ne se me ensentweni a meti ha no pe ma frɛ ye di nkomo enti nkomo no ese ye balance mebusa onsem senia ba me pese o ti bibia se you see nyama wo kan nyina ni am pese o de wadwen koso se ni awo kan o si esisi o mampanyin na ado abrasu ni ne na se Ghana foto abatia NDC ni o mampanyin dada John Mahama se bia na mambu nko yia Ghana for se bisa pia onim so munyimi ye Ghana for kra na wo moto abatia ebia Mahama ni NDC no se Ghana for kra na no se ene kwa ni awo kan nyina so beto abaditi
o ye pani akoze bodi nyami sha ore ye Ghana for na betra o sa ma mfie nwatwe no na na do be koro na wo bubu ya me ya dan sabi abafa ya re kise kansi kwani asofo Ghana etia ana adehia mma ukọ ba bia buida no no en abantie bia wasua de akwa ni lawyer o kam data force fo ni metokwa bia akunu ya besine ya wuri pa koku no ya kuni pan ma kuma kunkuru wo tachiman kise kansi fo ya ntimi anka se aban ade we die aduku bo yam de hwem maki kama no atum na ya de nyama ye di aban ye di ni pa wo Ghana ye chini pan sagu ye chi ade ye koto afiase with that ye ni ye hu boni ayaye if it was Osama bin Laden ahiniam no Gomoria, Hinium Kradia, where you will be. It is a chance of running with Sana or say my opportunity. Upon Ghana, Nita be away, be or said what Tiasi Deal who said. Yes, and Ghana, you pay up your bravo. I didn't know Ghana. Mama, balance, my dom, who's away any pub, some crew back. Nana, you have some crew back. More yet, Nana, doing a member in your message, and I said that the back. Junior men soon. I can see the conflict. I can see the conflict. Mama, but dear, hey. Now, no, Mama, about what top bag, what would be that? That's what the back Kennedy was saying. But to be to shoot $100,000. You can offend Obwa.
Obwa, as a man kind for Kennedy, Obwa.
Missy, what I want
Messi Obwa, and I'm so Messi and Yano Crowbois.
And yes, I yate. Eti ebra do mama abo ni bato bagya enti akosi abose kwasidi. Do mama ye terminal 3 na na do ban na yesi se we boss wo. Ada ne yen kofa do mama si keje market ne ba pia se do menyo bi. NDC for mrantie, MPP for mrantie against the keje market. Do mama Israel Yankopon tiase wani mu ase da. Me see any do mama ni po wi ase o any po ba wonu ko ni po wi ase me pese me offend ni da. Me nyere body da. Ni pa bia wo tiase bia wa gere say wo kam ya me fa won che o da wo sia me twa. Do mama nko de wa mboni e be che no. If you say Ghana mo pene kure. Ghana mo pene kure. Na ne kure no a mo pene. Onyankopon wo man to kwa si Ghana, wo ma bibia si Ghana. Onyankopon da ko ba ma dia chiansa. No say mu ye ni pa bonefo. E kwa mo de John Mahama afa so no. Aso fu di nkasa. Enya so fu boy. Amate and now be benefit the man $100,000 price can be pay me toss. American bulldog. It's a totally liar. Mahama memoro. And you must be here and say, oh, how I would enough film. I would be here with you. That John Mahama was a fighter. I'm not one that said Christ will be what the teacher don't. Hell, what's it Mally me the John down? Also, mommy. Yes, to club would the Yassi Ledger, Nippo de John. Now, Ghana, how did you good could do the William? Ghana did your new boyfriend William divorce, loving see. Young son William, whom my good William go boom my what you think of room? What to put room? Master, what can I go for Yagan and say, now go for two? And can you see no fair no banner? No fair no banner.
Now, who's the Reverend Santika Chair said, the Obeku said,
one I had a customer for a video, or some year with Champion.
You bizarre, Menyasa, Menyasa,
in terms of politics, no.
Me and I pay when you say many agents come on me because many agents come on me dini to board the boy because we see my share of Sunata because they be a meti hey meti MPP for some NDC for they be I was me NDC ni and the nepa was who NDC ni was me MPP me Sunata dia and ye medasi
and the gacha odamene kwablama for no more say Mufa no krenya juma he who can go auto he and another so for ne Ghana for can question at one feeling another memu ayiri so nyina ye no credit that ba mo agege no so saa say o mampani furu prayer or contract parliamentarians or parliament bizan say nanado ye boka say ya o fe interior minister of menka o fe defense minister of menka bra eti ade wo ye pa Mahama na ye say ye bizan say the minister me ya no nka e ko bele ka mo de be fa so so mama ade pa na no ye Ghana for so for ni ntantropo bia omodo fa kwa no and now won tia konwa si MPP by Congress Okumasia any by President Vice John Boadu Ayemi ni omu nyina ba obia Mahama na we say mo ya advertisement no somebody be 2020 abo Mahama mana occupy 137 and na money amemu am minister akota boche waje ketia so se me ma Apia yes
sir ukasa de bia ukasa so bia ma meche o me boa
me the pa dika ku fa do che me
we are then omoche o
me no amu ma wudi akoja boade wa wo say because won pa de kure wo kan ku kwado Me no amu me yes ayi.
Men tu phone to say nya one me pe na enya me no na edi nkomo wo phone so nya botre apia stadium nya wo ye no sebio wo am fe buo mfa ma me mfe buo mfa me tiefo me die ni diama tie me die ni diama ye din ko
me sorry me ni aketwa me nyini me 50 me 51 years me nyini wo de tie me ni anu facha me ba me sorry he ba ko se boje ne kure na mo mpe no e be du mre bi tini Jonas mo nko fo bebre wo promo o mo nyina be kasa wo re ade ba mo ye no ya Ghana for ye fed up we mo ma na na du hunu se wo bar wo si Ghana ye nyi bisia da woni ba wo me se bisia pa ye nyi bi da ye sika so comedy o ma ni wo sika na na do ni president Kwame Nkrumah president mama so e ka do ma me papa do mama ni Kwame Nkrumah mu nyina ni ko president ko mu nyina boy na na do abebo ni times 3 and century ni wuti ho wuti me kan kura ncha ban no e na mo ye no dada ba basa me se en change format e beto petro sister Ghana 1 gallon na mo se mo se sanwa ko bisa do mama se wona na se Ghana
yeah.
Joma niema boy de untimi kan untimi fanshi akufuado Joma ama de ka de hye no
okay yeah
ma me panimu Joma ama sika de tia fefe osio ma me panimu tiwo se mahama de si ye de a ye ntade ye no bati mi so ma ya tade no so a untimi nsidi
yan fancy e apia
wa fancy a wo bati de wonti nti akosi nyame ne mo ntrankana ho wate
nyame so no
so kontompo so sa ne bebo
nyame no ntra apia stadium yene ne din komo need 100.9 Ghana Montie dwumedie so eno waso ogui
Ghana Montie Odisempa Kasiabo Kowaka Temunsa Amaya se Kwesi ABOAGYE Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kamadine bo Nitafe Mumayentie Kwesi ABOAGYE 100.9 Kwesi Bonkwe.
Honorable members, there is no parliament that I know when the speaker is talking, members are also talking. Speakers are heard in silence for good reason. And as I read this formal statement, you come to understand why I have said what I have said. Parliaments I have traveled, witnessed, read, and at least I think I know a lot that you may not have gone through. What is happening in this parliament is completely unacceptable. And I'm not sure you have appreciation of the temperature of the country. Neither am I sure you know the arduous nature of the responsibility that have been placed on your shoulders. You are all mature adults. What I'm talking about is still happening. The Marshal Department, get ready. I'll be compelled to get a marshal to get people arrested and sent out. You are saying, hey, Parliament is not a place for joking. It's a place for business, serious national business. The parliament we are in has never been in Ghana, even Gold Coast. This is a different type of parliament. We must be prepared to change, to accept the decision of the people and work together. You make me sick. You shut up. You rule out of order in the House. Honorable member, will you resume your seat? The one standing behind leadership, please get out.
In someone Speaker of Parliament, Ora Abantumana Bagwing, a carbrof Kasem said, me born to fire, Tim said. Maybe a semi sensi subium, Grandcabra boy, and a Timmy church as here. A year and 7, but I quite said, Mashabi Jaffa, I said, Sebi said, your moon warm. Yeah, Yen St. T and 70 view.
Honorable members, there is no parliament that I know when the speaker is talking, members are also talking. Speakers are heard in silence for good reason. And as I read this formal statement, you come to understand why I've said what I have said. Parliaments I have traveled, witnessed, read, and at least I think I know a lot that you may not have gone through. What is happening in this parliament is completely unacceptable. And I'm not sure you have appreciation of the temperature of the country. Neither am I sure you know the arduous nature of the responsibility that have been placed on your shoulders. You are all mature adults. What I'm talking about is still happening. The Marshal Department, get ready. I'll be compelled to get a marshal to get people arrested and sent out. You are saying, hey, Parliament is not a place for joking. It's a place for business, serious national business. The Parliament we are in has never been in Ghana, even Gold Coast. This is a different type of Parliament. We must be prepared to change, to accept the decision of the people and work together. You make me sick. Will you shut up? You rule out of order in the House. Honorable member, will you resume your seat? The one standing behind leadership, please get out.
Why na?
Abusiafoɔ de MONTIE ya nyinaa ɛyɛ Speaker of Parliament ɛna na nebuafu ɛwɔ emrase bedefie hɔ ɛna wɔtra sɛ mawu sɛ Speaker kasa sei na mekura de enka sɛ metena no mo ne ma yɛdin nkasa bebre na metu kwan eni ha minim nneɛma bebree ya ɛkɔɔsoɔ na ne esi wɔ mati no anya ade ya ade papa entayie ya eni kwan kora se yaditum sɛ wonim sɛ de ɔman nim wayɛ hye wonim ɔman no temperature no bebi arise akodu ɔman nim wayɛ hye paa na mo emrase bedafoɔ mo a motete wei obi ani wa wosua mu nyinaa manyinyini da kwada bia anim mu nyinaa manyinyini na moya mo ho sɛ yi a ɛyɛ that the amoya no. Masa department for no say womunya ready. Na memu womu atete nipa bi akosisi a. Ana aso ebinum ka and wasi shut up. Munya din wo. Say emra sebe de fia no. Ya mambe bon kro. Ye ni agro wa ha. Ya baba ye adwuma ye ni bere so. Serious business plan ye be wo mra sebe de fia. Na sese mu hunu say sa parliament way a different parliament all together. Ye nya bita awe ya bakosemu. Enti ayasamunya adini mun sakraye mun changi mun sisa musubai mun sisa moya sakra na me yare moya sakra na me yare why na tina ono shut up me niha maya madie na wa be over 10 no say wasi onu over ururi wonu ni really no ana kwasi editor so in fact any daddy speaker the bufu pa
Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ghana Montie Ode Sampabo Kasiabo Kowaka Tamunsa Amaya Sa Kwasi ABOAGYE Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kamadine Kamadine Bo Nitafe Mumayentie Kwasi ABOAGYE 100.9 Kwasi Monkwe.
Another issue that requires addressing is the decision of the first deputy speaker to upend my admission of the motion and rule that the motion should not have been admitted in the first place. Honorable members, it is interesting to note that this is the second time the first deputy speaker has taken the chair and has made a ruling which in fact was to overrule a position I had earlier on established before the House. In fact, the first deputy speaker was in my office. And what I'm telling you today, I told him before he left to the airport. The first deputy speaker has contended, and rightfully so, on several occasions, that he is not the speaker. I have also, on several occasions, alluded to various areas of parliamentary practice, where when the speaker is in the chair, makes a ruling, another presiding officer may not overturn that ruling. My former statement on the matters arising from the budget and captured in paragraph 46 read as follows, and I quote, Honorable members, although outstanding orders are silent on this, many standing orders and rules from several sister parliaments provide persuasive rules which suggest that when deputy speakers or acting speakers are in the chair, whatever happens in the House is that officer's responsibility. And the speaker cannot be called upon to overrule it. Similarly, the reverse is also the case, that when a speaker is in the chair, whatever happens in the House is the speaker's responsibility, and the deputy speaker or acting speaker cannot be called upon to overrule it, unquote. That was what I read to the House that day. The penchant of the first deputy speaker to overrule my rulings is, to say the least, unconstitutional, illegal, and offensive. Be that as it may, I shall not be taking any steps to overrule the decision of the first deputy speaker to dismiss the motion as moved by the honorable ranking member of the Finance Committee. The deputy speakers and I will deliberate on how to present a more coherent and uniform structure in respect of rulings so that the House is guided at all times during deliberations. Our standing orders provide the procedure for challenging the rulings of the chair, and those aggrieved by the rulings may take the necessary steps. The proposals of the private member's motion may thus be guided by the standing orders of the House to right the wrong. I hope this is understood. And I repeat, I hope this statement provides a much needed clarity on the matters of dispute that arose yesterday. And I hope we can forge ahead for the common good of the people who have entrusted us with leadership and a mandate to better their lives. The standing orders will guide those who brought the motion, and the proper thing will be done for the House to consider the motion.
Neat 100.9 Ghana Montie Jumedie Suno Asiogwe. So Kwabena boy tofa edi amaye and komo. Senior Siko ye wo ye mrasebe dwem. Speaker of Parliament Ura Alban Sumana Gbagbing. And out say wakasa honum say no. And ye may be a course wo ye mrasebe dwem. Na watchile na adwen edin 72 dwa. Kwabena
yo. Abusafo ayi membo no tofe. Aye mrasebe defie na speaker enrade na osontakrate odwalai pa. What say a first deputy speaker? The friend told us say wusu fancy answerma. One when the emre tosumi no ya one speaker tina konyam. Why na de ono making the ruling na. What dan no call ya pe one deputy speaker so betina konyam. Na we overturn one na dina si a wesie no. Wo abeba to egu. Empre tosum yenu nie ene wayesa na mepesa mekase memete ha na sa me make me decision bia woni kwan sa wo ba na wo be overturn no na wo kura first deputy speaker what can wa hanom several times ya wo tire say wonya speaker na wonya speaker ada na speaker aya na de na wo so ba ya what be overturn the speaker de no a wo ye no enya na mami nko to article no and wo quote to article no kama and wo kenkan ni nyina and wo ka say that wa not akonyam ha aye na so die etina ye bia ebasi bia no ehun sunsanso bia beba no aye wo no ono speaker and ni nyina besoa no enti ya dan and what ya no take decision bia wo twa no ho apɛ na first deputy speaker oso aba betenem na wa overturn no enti nani ante ho na obepese woni speakers mienu ni nyina betena ase na wo ma toteto nkoma kwatire na talent bia wo mu fesie a fan ruling na tinesie ni de wo mu be overturn ni nyina no wo ma che way forward ya ne tiatamu an se speakers nani ande etinesie mienu a wasie no first deputy speaker honorable Joseph was say usubaya wono so abebo ni nyina atoagu anya ne dekura.
Yeda see so nsem no sene call ye enra wo ye mrahye bedwem na kwabna chichie mu no bra na speaker ne nsem anope ne ya bobi edi amamu need 100.9 Ghana Montie Suno Asiogwe 7:30 na boy yeda so go so ye din komo ye hwe nsem no sene sitie de bonkrata ne mu komo ne etwe go our news online portals any interviews ahodo ni achichiri ni nyina ye di ebremu.
Still, some civil works are being done there. Nyampa, by the end of March, it will be completed. As I say planning, no, Indian phone by whenever be Jimmy about the family, which say by April, production will have begun of the sugar factory. Sugar factory, about the ass of Cassia. You been say 1 year, Zuko, yeah. Na akwaba kwa nyame adaroma afedia emse muamma hu se isikwan paso na eba nti ye hwenya me se by April no na nyama no so atui a bebe kwani
ano pay ai me producer damage kire me house wa hanum sei na ede Arabic Subhanallah Subhanallah Subhanallah
Allahu akbar
Subhanallah
Allahu akbar
Sanu Nana Kafra
Allahu akbar
Subhanallah
Allahu akbar
usu jana me kede na me kama sema usu de misua me Arabic kasa usu de
dia wo kan ni so no isa no sam me ndi
What tell me
Ema me tata de ono ka kire wo no
Subhanallah
Allahu akbar
Kobramafu
bisa no oda me
Subhanallah
na me maje so
Sanu
Allahu akbar
Dabi Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Babra I don't know pese misua na wo de na wo kan de no me pese misua no
Dabi o kasa no a sa meje so Allahu akbar e kase
na obi se obi nkusa na obi nkafra so aso nyame yakase Subhanallah
Allahu akbar
Sanu Nana Kafra
Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra
ba odami ade a wo kan de meti swale lai Sanu swale lai Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra
Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra
MONTIE Ghana MONTIE
Ode Sampa Kasia Bo Kowaka Tamunsa Amaya Sa Kwesi ABOAGYE
Onye yimu Nukretrodo Kagremen kamadini bo
Nitape
Mayentie Kwesi ABOAGYE 100.9
Kwesi Monkwe Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra
just ade we no wonni social media so a nkomo we no nse da nte ase papa na se wo mo se kasa media na me fees wo mo se Hausa me producer da me se Arabic Subhanallah Sanu Nana Kafra tese kuse I see Radi Ankopon Radi kuse Subhanallah Sanu Kabna and yeah Subhanallah Sanu Radi Ankopon Kabna kuse Yancho aso Kabra pay yankwe ni meet 100.9 Ghana MONTIE sunye
Abusuafo Democrat Daily Post na mede to ase wode ononyamfo Abansman Babin Infoni abeto an wode Joseph say wusu no nso mfo ne yabeto ana obi a hye no nyonko anim obi a hye no nyonko anim asɛm a yɛdi nkan boy a yɛka ho asɛm no anso no wɔde abe speaker say ɔno aka na asɛm wasi na gyinaye na first deputy speaker adane no ɛyɛ ne ya pa Kobi Fiagbe and what radio commerce special prosecutor say one young she's a moon first chief of staff Edema Wayne Kennedy Japan Honorable MP for Asin Central that's as he can win yan and what the commama Messara Joasafo Omrambebu Wakonte minority in Womukatre finance minister Ononya Fokan Wofodiata say that there were no more order that Ghana for edify you living hono. Ya, or pesa, womuti can be asono. One sender, a tre one sam mesu. Na and nada, and what they da Ghana for. No could pa a way you live in no. Minority for say, woman sada. Na womu babe bieswa to one me say wom. Can any be able connected into a canoforiata. When you're careful, said you will see Gushua or Dada Ghana for and some are cano and Yanokre. They are chronic the Bocrate Yanimua. What the Aban water say were pressing hot of 1 1. Yasu Munko a site to site Yahudwa, Womu Ayagadam say, Quambonasuano, Womun stop womuno, and Ra, Woma Kosi excavators bebre, and Woma Sa Sia die bebre, at the account wada. Nkɔfoɔ no yɛ garamse ɛwɔ kwan bonus nti wɔn akɔsi machines ni nyinaa apiate explosion no ana chamber of mines ɛde $4 million ɛde kɔɔ yɛ nanso minister kyɛ sika no hwa nti wɔn mfa bi mɛka ho ononyafo abamba ben ɛna wɔkyɛ sɛ sɛm esi yɛ no anya ne dekora company nanado ɛna wɔka kyerɛ nananom ayemfo commander sugar factory sɛ Eradi Admoa, there were February and by next week, March and a 2 week, April 1 more. Commander Sugar Factory, better see a Juma, the Behu a city baby, a war Ghana. The inside Yanimua, what the onion for can for the atom for Niaba, and what I say economy no, Abredi a densium 1 and 9. One tata da we no hia enye yie na kan wofori atapa Ghana for tell say monti 11 no entum former general secretary ma Christian Council of Ghana Reverend Dr. Kwabena Opuni Frimpong and one also katira ban se na dawruma ade a wo de ba manfo so wo mumpe 11 abaya on suspend na 120 so kakre kire na se bi obekwa akọbọ no pada no de aba why and sa pepepe ate ama wonum na enkwansia esi ewo January nko a akontebu a wode abetu dwane se enipa 232 ena omawu so far January nko a nipa 232 ena ewu ewo nkwansia mu abra yenduru baabi yai na daily party anim ha wode Professor Cadman Mills Professor John Evans Atamas the late the brother no and what say and somewhere and for kafa Professor John Evans Atamas wo a ebinim de aya black media and ya beka de esi no was say anya hwe papa no ankasa sabi wo collapse e wo nanim wa bra no no awo ho nti esuma sem bi anim bio census wa wo ye no ana abaya kontabu for government statistician odi abetu da wotre se omu a eni adwuma ye wo Ghana ha a omu do so pa ye ma no na affect omu pa bisa ko Ghana mpotemu a ma no ni adwuma ye kura ya ade bi a ha agene nti yenhwe na yensia no apiate chamber of mines e discover ye $4 million so far the obi answer down far kabotina testa amfa maaye as womu na disike mu edupa chamber of mines for no and the $4 million the ababat the minister say escanisha womunse na independent enimu ha ode aba and wode mmabunu bi ya wɔn kyesi maame bi a wɔn kyɛ so wɔyɛ bisexual wɔn ɛtaataa no a nyame nko a wɔn kye no bo no $1 million a wɔn de baayɛ no minister kyɛ sɛ yɛ peanut esua na cold war bi esi ɛwɔ goil ɛma police akye directors ni bi fa threat bi a wɔfuo bi ɛthreat yɛ ho wɔde ho asɛm ɛde aba afei speaker yɛ ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwa fie hɔnom a wɔkyɛ sɛ n'ani ntɛm ɔbɛ ɔda ama masaafoɔ no akyekye nipa bie no ho asɛm wɔ ha sɛdi nam tamaklo former chief executive officer ma maslo wɔkyɛ sɛ financial loss to the state ɛnyɛ sika ketewa nti yɛde ne kɔgyina court kɔɔdo bɔ bi asafata ne yɛde abɔ no kasi wɔn fi sika ma yɛ ne a na wɔde aba kasi wɔn kɔdɛm nso a ɛkyɛ sɛ wɔkɔ akɔdɛm daily dispatch anim ha adugyan ana ɔsrɛ sɛ asomdwe mmra ebusua ne ebusua ntɛm growth agenda wɔn kyɛ sɛ gu so a ɛkɔ so abaya tumi complete 129 project a ɔnam COD so ama ɛwɔ hɔ sanitation minister ɛna wɔbɔ wɔn mu a etu anwea ɛwɔ kwan bɔ ne so wɔbɔ wɔn mu kɔkɔ sɛ wɔn ngyan anwea tuo.
Me da se mesan ba osu biom bata yenko ama no so anope ye pese yenya ntiaseɛ ɛyɛ akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ wɔ mo sukupɔn aban sukupɔn wɔ ɔman mu hanom sing university si yenim sɛ wɔ mo kɔ strike wɔ mo eti etua na ɛbɛtɔ odwa sɛ wɔ mo hyia mpanifoɔ no na ɔmo ayɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ strike no wɔ mo ɛtwe asensɛn na wɔ mo ama aban bɛ 14 days but ɛno ani aba bɛbɔ mu no sɛ members no ko vote yom ko vote no yes say dodo na vote etia say there be strike no mo ntwen ensinsan sen pa ne enkomo no winchechi mu Professor Ransford Yaw Jampo ye twetwefo ma University of Ghana chapter no UTAG ye no eni nkomo Prof ya da se mo akwa baba ni TFM so Prof so senior na me bom mi cheche amanfo mu no sa pepepe na tie se eno a moto aba no members no majority se strike no ma montwen sinsan sa na tie
I mean, say at any point in time, say you tag for our striker, national executive officers, to me, based on whatever reasons have to me, they decided say on my call of the strike as the national executive officers. The national executive officers, or more decide there. National executive committee. And a take his decision. National Executive Committee is made up of fans, people who are the 4 leaders of various university campus until by the University of Ghana, the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the for 15 public universities. I'm going to constitute the National Executive Committee. Now, almost here, I said there is a distraction based on reasons there, and I said this information there on what. To me, it decided the call of the strike. Now, when you say decision making, so it can be unanimous or it can be by majority decision. The last time, National Executive Committee to on strike, it was not a unanimous. It was by majority. Until Yakasa all the members but it almost decided decision has been taken and and eventually say we support it and now we but so what you have said don't and any even though they own the decision, or the National Executive Committee members are supposed to reflect the mood of their campus constituents. And well, the National Executive Committee, or no, they take this the individual campuses, the individual 15 universities must vote. The membership must vote.
Professor, jump ahoma article ebe se bia nsa betimi aka ne biom na ye ne no atoa ye enkomo no so. Dia bo modern se bia nsa betimi aka Professor jump ahoma no so biom no. Ma me fan to just say the voting na wo mo ye no e bia prof ba ye betimi ahwe so betimi achechie mu a ene se wo mo ye aba no I say University of Ghana there chapter no wo mo tutia. There's also this issue or this bit about some of the universities already omukram the ababe to abontin dada omo de pia abontin a womo kire se womo ahye lectures ase and omo share lectures ase some of the universities say omo de omo share lectures ase so mami sanko amano so yensaka profacha ebem sa amano tikoye udu baby a about the 15 universities no
say neck of one idea. It's idea say enye obiana idea of representation as a true representative must always defy or reflect the mood of his constituents at every meeting. Okay, so sometimes it is possible say share as representatives at a meeting. Representatives yeah, it may not reflect the mood of their constituents. If it becomes majority decision and sometimes you can see say yeah, if you know reflect a certain mood, if you know so mood ne adwene ne kasa membership and the enko. And you know sana the premise of the constitution Okushia as neck. That's a mood decided striker. I mood decided so young call an offer. Pia, now mood is now muteki and a strike there it's about my friend is saying nipa conditions of service. When it comes to representation on matters that directly affect the people, their leaders cannot pretend to understand those matters more than the constituent. There were generalized principles of representation that if you are representing the people and you are deciding on general issues, you don't always have to consult them. But when it comes to issues that directly affect the people, then you will not tend to understand your constituent better than your constituent themselves. Indeed, one I say, a person just emit during an industrial action. Now, what decided is a young call of the industrial action. It is almost come back to our constituent. Now, what they are decision and some constituent and go home. So, more one of you explanation by to call of the strike on a classroom, a constituent to more and one on the strike and one has been called off. Now, constituent, say, oh man, you have two more. Not just say the strike has not been called off. Or man, you have two more. Neck for opening for take it more 5 days. The bear call of another meeting, another next announce the resumption. Right. Engineer Akosi, neck for majority only decided say don't call of the strike in view of so many reasons, some reasons that they give. And now they about a constituent. And about constituent, let me say, University of Ghana for and I had the third university. The first university I want to 2 year University College of Education Winneba. I'm not moving kind at 2 first. And University of Health and Allied Sciences to Omaba. And University of Ghana so to Abana. All the 15 universities, there were 5 days in which to express our views through voting, to either accept or to reject the decision of NEC. It is after 15 universities have voted within 5 days. And the members support and as a members and support. The ambassadors and everything, members will say, you know, young son respect the next decision and go back to the classroom. It is a strike now, as I said, but members will say there be in on strike. That's as I said, National Executive Committee, essential. Now, I must have announced. Strike.
In terms of motion share mo constitution mo de ye mukoi so waka NEC National Executive Committee and the constituents which are the members itself no musu move to why be a decision and the carry weight and I wouldn't be say be a way decision a carry weight because okay majority of NEC have voted to say we should call off a year strike but a buyer constituent members nankasandie na a house will be a dodo say okay well there be me and call off strike why this is na mudi ye juma and I mudi be
members no members representation the idea of that that is pushing one and only the be juma wo my money na Ghana say heaven after be a otu abama leaders na one kwa amu esun kwatwe and esun members are doing. If leadership will pander to the needs of members, anchor still being kept on their toes by the right to satisfy members. Representation is never about any representative. It is about leaders. It's about members. And you know, like he decided here, and so the ratification is done by members. The members never come. And now,
okay. So, me, Mr. Prof, dear na neck, ususu say neck hu ye. Na bi omudo na ato say okay. Well, yan call off strike. Na bi dear na musumu hu ye na dear na manhu na mantimi an support to a decision of the neck. Dear nti na ko ba na sa no.
Okay, went more na what can I say because three universities this is been at about 16.
Okay.
I cut back 12. They have the next two also. And you know, more that's in our
okay. So omo amatu ebi ametu eti University of Ghana mo chapter say mo atu etia no. Dia ni issue no pa dia na ebi
for number 1 the car court order. Number 2 the fact that a buying penny for air patch will say a certain offer to make and to call off the strike and let them make the offer. Number 3, Elementary Select Committee Education Apache. The Munko settle assembly call off the strike. Number 4, Mampeni J. Kufodinana Apache. Number 5, you say Sam Juna also not cannot. Number 6, I'm sorry, penny for the answer from penny for the answer. It be so every manual to. Into a one that for a canvas based on that, no, young shall say a strike. Right? Now, members know so I want to say that the explanations are more main and they actually be that. And you know, there is a certain trust deficit. Okay, last year, a post strike. And my penny for the patch show a best say, oh. All of the strike, with 1 month to the Benebushi. Okay, the crime found could you some company Phobia Abaso. The role away play behind the scenes are one patch on myself. The Shesania or Moti, Sanya media, politically dense, and your Macan, your family, you may be no. Compare members, was a young penny worker. Young pa, a young call of the strike and back to negotiate. A call of the strike, now call negotiate. And to me, I got and Untina, as I members as I can say, sample strike. You know, now not yet now, or more part of the Tiafa, my chopano, and you, Mamma Anshama, the matter got resolved. And then so the same thing no more yet. Until the one will be done on paper will be. Ghana members so it's that and transform Macano. What is the guarantee? You know, almost a crime in Omokano, or Macano, Munios, Ebeyo. You know, that's also the position. of members have before say, when you know, so a class. And then also the sister said, the government had not even made any offer. The ones they are buying them out 80% and 90%, and not the actual the members between as of, but no offer as of now has been made. Now, if you know, say until an offer is made, let us not just yield to appeals. Rather now, my dream it is someone who can in meetings. These were some of the reasons that may have informed their vote.
Okay. Now, what Chichimano pay says so far 15 universities in Miensa, so Matuomaba, 12 na canon, and so if you know one mobile too. So, University of Education, Winneba, Health and Allied Sciences, so Matuna Monso, University of Ghana for Matuom, dear. Me who crater be minim say be a who be a what be a. And let me also add, say, we're yet to actually check the authenticity of it, but it was issued under the heading or the letterhead of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, 22nd February. Now, see, general notice resumption of lectures for the 2022 academic year. Meaning, say what TBB saying, say, be some of the universities in so I shall say, be almost can't share. School for na member say one more lectures I say baby say what ananya make
I say school for no I say don't want but and to say almost prepare to recap degree who say a lectures and there was strike and then or more tries of the call of the strike. Well, you know, every decision, a decision that has been written and signed by the lecturers. On let this idea, members must. So if you base your judgment on solely on next decision, we should secretary now work on and then you have fun. And you know the next decided. That's a case and so members push our next decision in the letter that communicated to the
in fact, this one was signed by the Deputy Registrar, KNUST Deputy Registrar, Academic Affairs, Margaret GC.
UTAG. Now, make us a UTAG letter now, much lawyer to announce next. In that same letter, the letter indicates the members and who do we now among Fanjay, ratify and answer, reject the decision that has been taken. You know, if the registrar be now just the next letter, even that letter, no, cassette members move to on their decision because that's a letter once no cassette they are resuming lectures one shana it depends on the lecturers at school. The lecturers in that school if want to lectures whilst members are voting maybe make us a tweet from where the chair say members have just 5 days to vote. Now 5 days MC and that I can't have any answer. But you know more collectors now we vote to support. Fine. Now more collectors now move vote to members say support to the suspension of the strike and then what happens. You know, I think our constitution itself is not so clear. It is subject now. Has been subjected to individual interpretation. The constitution simply says that next decision, members and young vote. Now in between next decision and members vote. And what can kind of be I say moment they decide uncle class now 5 days to reject that and go back to your strike. It doesn't. It is a matter that is subjected to individual interpretation. I believe that say you will 5 days for members to ratify or reject next decision. And why don't we wait for the 5 days to elapse? So the mood of members based on which we can take a decision as to whether we invest in lectures and resume and answer lectures and resume.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're seeing a Prof. And a pay a better sepa, I'm sure.
You will respect us.
Right. Professor Ransford Jampu, Church former University of Ghana chapter, University Teachers Association of Ghana, and 1 year D and Commando Pay Sabri non watche about na make also say the bon krata no ensem bi wa nche ye making can be the amount sanso no adwenchen so making can be e the amount wetie for.
Give her a dime. And Dr. Mwakuba, listen to me here. I don't like people like that, honestly. I have vowed not to so I can never blast the beer. Agwasafu. Chief of staff called me. I went there. Said, now this is what she's saying. I swear my mother's grave. Chief of staff gave me 120,000. Deposited in Agwasafu's Fidelity Bank account. Please, Mwakuba, what do you know?
So a lot has been done.
Yes, I'm telling you. I put the money there in the Fidelity account. Ask her PA if what I'm saying is not the truth. Now we are in opposition. The way Adwa is treating the party is clearly showing that we are in opposition. And this shouldn't be tolerated at all.
You know, the conversation about her position would not.
Atankona penu fana kwasi ABOAGYE darling boy ensem hudu omo agintadua eyi ekugu ewemu a yinya misa Ghana Montie efi NEAT FM so
NEAT 100.9 Ghana Montie suno asiogo ye February ne det so ye duonu and 9 ene yawe yesinkunya ye din komo ya no pedwumedie Ghana Montie midi ho chia me kwasi ABOAGYE kwabena mafo so kam ho boa akenkan de bonkrata no dia mai kwabra
yo for the Bakata, the Supreme Diabenim one water say, and to Kwabi a kwaso I will girl. Nan to kwa a kwaso no and Namso. Ama openia wa head of fuel marketing. Ya say on step aside, Nani pafufro and take you over. Enti ya braya katira Marcus Diodake. One see from now of fufro me take over no. Anna or katira ni pafufro no I will be take over ne say. The Bakra na ko misremu wase wo wobetena konwa no so amama hye enna kakra kra nto ene wefrate asefo asase so enti akwa report no ama posifo akwate Marcus Dio Dake ya okro na wofoforo abano
Meda se kobra mesan ba so biom na wato ano pay eye nsem a wokin kan fi eye de bonkrata no ba yenko ama no so na yani ora akwadwo mpieni former chief of staff Yenin Komano pay na Nina Gina near Koso Honorable Adwa Safo Mrasebe Juno Jamaya Dome Kwabenya any near Obet Media Boy meet me ni Yantia Seka Chrome. Eja da se mo akwa baba NEAT FM so anope. Mpomwe. Well, so yakin kan bi sem no bia say wadwenkyira wo kyerɛ fa Honorable Adwa Safo Nini Ekoso MPP Mrashebedwem as a former chief of staff say nyedi kan mimbusa so far nya wate no eto se wadwen kire won so far na mimbusa specific questions bi
question busa je ni okay ne was message to send newspaper ne radio yes say we the potting some win acquire a friend him as a human. The matter as my parliament. The show ban over two after the two banner passing every so of my. It's a son that said, yeah, everyone needs their own my parliament. Ariana, I know someone, ever born on my what careful. One way to about parliament. On your area, now, what fire for yourself. And it's and so say for one the funny between a fossil. In 200 more, be a cautious number.
So, Senya Okanya, and then Yabubu be fiti bam se na otwetwe mu ade ba nyina no teach you and sama Honorable Kennedy Japan edi atudwa chief of staff Madame Fremont Paris etuka traffic mu akwa kojina ne gate chi edi be 30 minutes empo ye bie no obetena ase wasantena ase 35 minutes the living room ansa na wopie na waba be ma no akwa aba eno ho asem Dibra was say bia wo hia say manya me deputy majority leader ni nyina ye nsem a nyame ken honorable Kennedy Japan e dia tudwa any nsem no bebre so as a former chief of staff na say nke bia wo frema pare anemu ene na wotu amampania fo as to way forward send and kabeka no
no kan me nim say no kra process no ya so me push am say na to bia anya sa na no into that say oh yes sir I'm can say if you are not here you are so be you are here to be able to your young one and say on now your young one are you want who yes sir you yeah about yes sir upon one thing and be able to one not here now to what I need now say I first say for sure you see the company talk to you see now so yeah na so problem no hormone we are trying to oh yes sir pa ni kai oh yes sir pa mi oh yes sir pa ni da oh you them say you push that and the I am yeah I know you na na so for ni tell oh yes sir
enti nkenya ade a wofutuo no bi bɛyɛ sɛ ɔmampanyin ebi edu no yinedi as minister saake no ti sɛ ne ebi susu yi
ene ɔmampanyin ɔyare kura edua so bɛmpe una de tra homo wow ene dua so ene ni akura sɛ bɛkɔ parliament na ɔkɔ parliament ene ɔmampanyin ti mu sɛ edua de man no so kɔ edua de man no japo ɔno bi ene ɔmampanyin asade parliament
so bania oma keken opini Kennedy Japan akeka so far na say ye no korɛ say wɔsi well nneɛma bi amudi edi me because of Kwashiga Mrs Kwashiga kwa me den fa so na ma mpani ma me tworo krata say me san reinstate no ɛno ntimi pe deputy majority leader di brand ne ka ho dia na say bi adwuma na say okay ya na bia mpɛ sɛ wo ye ne ka ho dia na obeka ene o mampani be adu die saake no
ameka say yenchemu minister no mpanyu na de man no we be attacking any time president advance when you we be attacking 19 parliament there that's for man no come one no represent na in the parliament bra and a veteran aman of from one so minister the NDI and the thing and the one president and what's president no one different with none or two the crowd with president no drink that and not do you know if you want the other than the anything yeah and you so you papa no president the final to what round who from another from
MPP aban sɛ afie ne ne da anim kakra no wo mu hia e-levy saa ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ ama ebetumi ama nneɛma mu ayɛ den enti e-levy nso wo betumi agye atuma na kyerɛ sɛ wo mu hia nipa dodoɔ ɛyɛ sisi aba bɛyɛ case of numbers na honorable adwo asafo nso ne yenya ne ntia ɔte aburokyire wɔn twea wɔn mɛyi ɛno nso no deɛ na wo betumi aka kyerɛ MPP fo because bi ka na party ni kura sisi akra wa me opposition dada because ye hia no mbeto aba adwoa nso no wose ombe ene party no ye nyini film na seat no ye se ne by election ye bekọ a na ye nkọ by election ye nkọ to aba foforo ni ne ka ka ho eno no nso adwen kyerɛ wo ho
ye mfa se kọ by election ye ko lose we no na problem with them na me bo and come by election fit me win fit me lose ye mfa se ko lose ba that numbers are some can horrible of what the imagine say they say the parliament in one pipe that you live in for never for back here or here yes I the hospital cost you mean the imagine the far and say yes you parliamentary any president I'm still finding a solution to this problem. A compromise is okay. Politics and compromise is a part of it. But yet, in crop or more on that side. And no more casa, France and the men be about. But the onion is out here. I mean, our man. Mr. President, I wish that. Or no one can say, none of what I'm my for one pay. You're here, and so it's boom, I know. What can we do? Yeah. And that's I am finding solution. And there means a solution. I just have one yeah. I just have to do one. Or shall we have a trouble number? You live in. About Brazil, the grand also against by no Brazil. Can be rough parliament. Or a plenty. Or I can't help with Brandon. It's a problem where that one said, or man is a parliament fight. Some men ever pass your man calling him. The near as a debt, them prayer who interested, and said them in Kazakasa and Sakra and Babon. With the Mima says, I'm just saying, a memo of your baby and Sakano. Bed them a garden.
Yeah, me share daily graphic in him now say plain spoken engagement. Council of State meets minority consensus building high on agenda.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Consensus, they say, baby, consensus is catching Kopoaka, wherever the US. Our president, almost Senate, 50-50. A pioneer for Trabana. Vice president on the president of the Senate. If you are compared, yeah, with the President Biden, the one who has a from meeting for more. Yes, the family of the pastor. Go on, President William, President William, and I mean, and now, from the good boy, I never catch it. Yeah, brother of Parliament. Their problem is that almost like this. Government party, not me assembly. And all the minor it's because of big brother and vote this Mr. Roxon. Or the hospital. I didn't to stretch as a man people. Didn't to stretch as so bad parliament people. But you can't say one time be President Levin or invited leadership of the house. We didn't hear any party was then a benefit who was then on the side. And the people of the Bakuno Podcast president. The leader of the country said, I did have a shoe. Here, call for Kutuba. They know you have been here. Some will be a castle because every year I know. But President Frey, for stretching, show yourself. Any leader that I man, support. He'll be at the the leader calls for support to President. Then, final call Parliament, all the Parliament. Then he said, the leader, I will support. You know, leaders don't have to have for them. Be a dana. Oh, okay. So, John, because for convince your man. They say, near John, the onion is out. Let me the
Untimi nkasa mina yedi aban na hyɛ me nsa mina tumi no tintintinti bia nim sisia
aka ne ne wa sisi no de mo mpena the group was be very very so by we get the majority enu hosa enu won just say there kasa omo yi omo so kan na kan ho Ghana say ya omo ti omo opposite side Ghana say ya o person ba ba mu na ba na bi a se pato a na ha down so some so e is a go for to be ultimately anya ne sa de edi ni ma de o anya ne sa de edi I just have to be the rest no the we be from no but you One is the only thing for the next day. Other controversial you remember. Other controversial you and then to unity. One to you, one is the unity. It's a set. Functional transfer a casa. Any of Casa say, may in my company was the mind of the idea any problem.
But 11 ankasa hu ni saying any how I be a banya don kuma da yempe yentwem am kase se da bi hia say
I buy the after this over first quality of it. The aboa ama man down man. So buy me I know say I is a million being a woman. And then I was about John say yeah buy a dear who says you can crowd and to some of them uncle. I mean when you feel being the thing I am I buy man I buy dress or perfect for you. So they are actually man. So bandy and rubber. It's not just father when we say 10 years in prayer. Then you know one compartment. And when we are about your friend, I mean,
yeah, that's it, Papa. But before I be no, me musa kakra MPP. Say na watchi mu so mo hyase kra last weekend na dey ba. Polling station abato baby baako mienu bi wo ho no musia mentimi ho ase ebi pagya ne mu ene ne ekọ di kan wadwenkyerɛ wo polling station me so ase watete bia kama
this was a my party but the polling station kakra ye got to aba no aye he the go be every time we are contribute and the other party to say ne party here to ba we are kwamo the MP and you can perform charge the mark of no is on permanent and go to MP at the amount of we do one one day and we do the number this is who this year you will do so for your party form that this year they are there we are chairman of the Quincy then your party not fire because chairman of conflict for example officer was like chairman in the morning the police station we are the trap more here did we a police and the officer chairman for 20 camp no person the trap man tell man from the trap man so these are not for point no frank then one person now I'm saying one for drama that can't only for second but yes honestly and nobody I'm pony to them for you a good group this is a party no and in Guasia my intention for party leader common trust we are that's a for you you don't say trust very good them be stress that did and Guasia my party
I see
your brother party and around party I'm happy and come
ebia ka se flag bearership race na fie de ebegere pa na anopem se me kan baako was say it's not your turn to represent MPP as flag bearer amwakoba to baumia we Dr. Amwakoba MPP ni ba eno o kan say Dr. Baumia onyina nchen ne branso ye aso peni our party muti so obi kasa sia party ba peni no ono so kasa sia dia na be ka kire no
obi onu na die no dey nyagre obi so wa ka je mi ti ba mu bia no so onu so na die no anu dey nyagre dey yafa for trouble bi e ti ba mu ya na za wane to amano biaba dey anya ti fa nya ko ti say the participant police station wo ba job ba ni na ya and o ko to ba ni ya ona wo ka ti o and then now to be our market now we ba me bo for being say me na ge bia bia chinchi mi san mania for Trump now be at the over candidate now na do be me can see bia one part of me Obi si the nye ba mi ano so. Enya really. Who convince me so no so. Obi so convince me no no so. Then the party assembly no. Emum about one no and as the one be why yin Obi bin say that is ya ba mu a e tu ya yes sa abu that and the co position.
Rampiani, Yadasi Anope, Yamisha Papa. Rakwe John Piani, former chief of staff, Anope, NEET 100.9, Ghana Muntie so and Wasugwe, Yadi, Yanunedi and Komo.
Muntie, Ghana, Muntie, Naman Sanyason, at the rock of Yaman Homeneso Ejiji Tonton Sansain, Ewo NEET 100.9 FM.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan ya. Oh, asew. Udan kwanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu nso hye kura de aka ho. Uhade e wapi ho. Ukasa batete eda fom ho.
This way chocolate drink.
Catch up a baba wari.
Asew.
Ye fi say this way chocolate drink. Ya sorry anopa no ne yenom ye be hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho ano ne ye de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pebibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom kokko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
This way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atom se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Special. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfied just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special ice natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
NEET 100.9, Ghana Muntie so no Wasugwe. Let's get through and read some of the comments about Anope. One here says, I will name my child after Apia Stadium for exhibiting boldness this morning, and people like Sifa Kain. The least said about them, the better. That's Mesha Kasanti from Abusu Kain and Odiano by Sofmami Wadomi. Let us all keep our faith in Nanado's government and ignore the cheap propaganda by the NDC who messed up the economy for over 27 years. And to this one, that says, Ghanaians are no longer interested in JDM and his NDC party opposition. In Kwa, that teacher Kuju, what you would Adantasi, and Odiano Ebaye. You see, forget about Pia Stadium and continue your program because the discerning people are listening to the your program. Yafrin Pon, MPP coordinator, Aguna Nyakrum, NOD, Eno Ebaye. Thank God for another blessed Thursday morning. We all believe that we all believed in our president, Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia through their AIM digitalization. And also Dr. Bawumia has advised every Ghanaian to support the e-levy. That is one here from Eric Cruz. Fiapre ahimfie nimu and awadi free and wadi buy. Why do you disturb yourselves by interviewing people like Apia Stadium who cannot differentiate between A and B? As a Ghanaian, know that the NDC Mahama took petrol from 3 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos to 18 Ghana cedis, which is 514%. Henry Kessie from Ododo Dio and Odiano Baye. Eben Wakwabenya say, I applaud Mr. Speaker for standing on his powers, on the behavior of the first deputy speaker and giving him the last strong warning. That's one here from Eben Kwabenya and Wadifi and Wadibai. We see what is going on in Ukraine. What is the government doing about the students there? Because the Russian government have started bombing the capital, Kiev. and other cities in Ukraine. One of my grandson is a medical student there. And for the past 3 days, okay, we've not heard from him. Okay, for the past 3 days, you've not heard from your grandson. Mr. Tay, Gulf Estate, Tema. So, Ukraine. Yeah, Europe, a man for Momutim. Russia for so Mukwakoji, the Corona Bosu. Into Omashasi, Putin, Vladimir Putin, Akasa, many Abrepa, so much say from the eastern part of them, say Ukraine, Honum Singer, or Mashoja for a boy, Krum saying, and in their kaka home. And here petrol born Creficran about the cost more, and the engineer year. So after the NPP attack on Speaker Bagbin and the minority, how do they expect the minority to build consensus in Parliament? Enoch Asamankesi, Enoch Manyasa, a consensus na o man need to be a conim. Para to us a double cratano.
Abusafo a double cratan muana me way, and to Kwabia Siwa Gwalia, outgoing head of fuel marketing position. Yadi amani pafofro. Nano na nipa ya diamano ebano ana papai atrate no a CID for ensa akano Justin Kwadia from Pound Hanmu a O2 MPP wofo appear to $4 million yesano or kan ho asem Don Kuma ana water say emra sabaja fie no asaso amutune Ghana ho ata e wo political interest kana Japan ana wo endorse we nso awa ha edu jan osrasa asumte amra ebusiano entem ana project yawodo a wo ma complete ode ho asem aba na ankonso ade Dr. Mohamed Baumia Alan Kojo Tremante watie jako usefri yakoto togati ta honorable fo nyina wa hanom a opani bi na kase obi step aside na masa ankofo nyina mresan se ebi abatu bi kane GMPC boss ana yase trouble pa ababese nukom no anya trouble ketwaye owura Alex Mode na sam na meken sojafo ebuofu asantimantem excavators no womo teja tumu ahye bebre ana adampo bi nso honom a womo teja tumu asisi ni nyina PMMC 20 million gold refinery womo tese June na a start operations ya eba beye adwuma na daybreak yenim speaker of parliament ya okaso obi south up no ewa ha Chief Justice na wo probwe suiting bi e course wa court dem wono womu ehsem afei what the petition enipa bi aye edi akoma special prosecutor say one chief of staff no womisa no that the ya wonya 120,000 Ghana cedis the dollars o se pounds wo wode kwatu obi account mu no no so womisa no ba bia okonya access ka no edi free Daily graphic yanim wanso Ghana fo a yamu omu scholarship esua de wa abrochire omu su omu sesika samu aya den pa sika no ema nti aban ehu onum mobo kakra Commander Sugar Factory akwaje 20,000 acres asase ya omu bedi ahwede ewo so Council of State ekokosia minority fo ene omu cheche nkomo nyina fasade ebeya amrase bejafie asomiti betumi apiate ana minister katre finance for ne se omu betumi aye niam akese atekade ya omu aye ika ne bufu wa parliament no ode ho asem eba de bokrate yanim ha na business analysis so wade aba ana wata sa IDP katre banks no a omu di sika ekone se omu ntoka asia papa William Van ye bulletproof no ana bo ana no nkofo edie montramfo yamenko a bulletproof nti etuo no abubo mu a na nso entumi ampani World Bank Group and Womalantie a 5-year deal at the Ghana afe domestic investment ya ebetumi a lower lending rate ewo Ghana ha for the one sem aba aban cut down benchmark values eye car and saying Awurade adom a March da edi kan ana ebesa ase aye adwuma nti benchmark values no wo mu akate de efiri wonom afe adrobafoɔ ana transport fare ekɔso Awurade adom a memenda no ehu asɛm so de aba na obakwesimi ndomo asukwa obetwa ho enko yo abusuafo mame nkwa Ebokata daily graphic atafa tosum yensa and what say nra Council of State ekokosia minority fo a ewo emrase bedefie se omo epeso omo address a development bi a parliamentary affairs aniyama ekoso nansen ewo emrase bedefie onomo a entumi mu amakabi maminka bi enkoso no omo enka ho asem ebra a omo kroye no meeting no ase Mrs. Justice Georgina Theodora Wood Okaho Ora Samuel Kuje Toka ho Ora Iti Mensa Alhaji Aminu Amadu and Professor Atu Esuma Omo and Free Council of State Ekoye na womu kosia minority leader Haruna Idrisu Deputy Minority Leader James Avaji Minority Chief Whip Mubarak Muntaka and first minority whip Ahmed Ibrahim and woman says she a second minority whip where Comfort Doyo Kujo Gansa woman kwashia woman na aya current meeting ya woman ye ya woman pesa asumje eba titiru pa ewa mrasebe de fie said woman ye woman juma na otuo serebo ya wo ye woman nyina penny na esa ase kasa ye what say na ebi cross door meeting ebi no wo de a wo ma mansam kyerefo ante na ebi nso wo no mo a wo mu enya ho mpompono ye ni nyina aya mra sebe de fie corporation a ebekoso asomdie ebetumi aba wo no ntem no ho asem na wo mu koka no wo se be de fie ho na the bokata your friend say Ghanaian Times the Ghanaian Times na ebe bia mitina sisi eyi aye Commander Sugar Factory empenimfo titiro bi ana omuba mampeni na adedanko akufo adona aye nananom ayemfo ya desia omuwo Commander traditional area ana omuba ye nana kwahin ya wotoso enum woye tufohine ewo Commander Traditional Council one di wo manim baaye wo mu ba asem ne yetiawa company wada Roma Commander Sugar Factory ya mano sase ya adwuma ebetumi aboa ma mabunu na wo no bebre nya adwuma ye eno ani se si wono mu a etete ana mampeni kache onum so ade a na ha adwene kakra aya raw materials ya wo mu de be ya adwuma na wo mu agi 20 acre land wo ho awo wasafiase ehɔ na wɔn kɔ akɔdi ase deɛ na yɛtwa ɛde aba abɛyɛ factory no na sɛ deɛ ɛbɛyɛ sikyere no ebetumi aba wa ampa bibia kɔkama ama saa abere kora ahwedeɛ no pɔm asase edua nti Awurade yɛ adom a epu ya na Sugar Factory jebo bɛsa aseɛ ayɛ adwuma ama yɛnya esikyere pa yɛatafa egu yɛ kookoo mu a yeah, ni jesam adema wonum. Na Speaker of Parliament ya enra ni bufu ya na ndia anhu asem bebre sai kura edidi na mamemfa ayimbre Daily Post de bokrata emfamra wasai ade aban water some minority for and wo mukate sikasem so afo kan ofata and somewhere onamo a wo kan ya nokre Levi no a osre Ghana for na munyintum ebeboa yen na yesika tem atumi agina yie ononyamfo hari na drus da oboa okura no wate bi esi ene wafa kakra bi di ase ne kotokom ene wonam no woka oboa asam no pa bebre no a ese ne kotokom na yi Levi no a edawo na muhu ne saa no anya asam ketuo
Komrasa no pay ayi baako a yebobo so yeboroboro so kakra gina se petition bi akọ say special prosecutor So munye nhwehwemu. Minim say ebia uhu ya ba no pay on the various news.
Say probo. When put the end the oboko. And what I say, de what they are called special prosecutor.
We dear Chief Crusader, that's Crusaders Against Corruption. Womuna Intimamin Command Tsunami, Emmanuel Wilson Jr., or Chief Crusader, my Crusaders Against Corruption. Any womo crater mudi PA, you knew Komoka. You might ask him what Kwaba need FM son pay.
Just made that me.
In Pomwe.
Yamia Domino Pago, Namosway.
Yegusunka Crankra. So, Crusaders Against Corruption, Ghana. A Democrat, I dab on somebody Aquacoma, special prosecutor. The Bena Mode Command and Efina Mode Beco Senator.
Made that say, and great. And the attention was drawn to a publication that you see, phone, a war, one radio station, MTL granting. You're requesting for that way. I am such high. Yes, Kadi, you know, the moon same ye. The moon same, or can simply. Banyama means another a year of interest to young as DSWA. You need the Emma bringing about corruption. You put the kind of one interview an amount of 120,000. Chief of staff, Edeman said, on Fankoma Ajasa, from Fankutia, Uncle Tiama Ajasa. In fact, put the interview now one specified currency. And you name say a city to say $1. Now you name say 120,000 a money. Because Okato, this kind of crowd or so, Ajasa for bank account or Fidelity Bank. They are thought to be, I see chief of staff, a Qatar, a full flight, Edema Ajasa for the OP USA. And Ghana, number Jenny, Parliament, making decisions on the e-levy. They are also means, or say, Chief of Staff, through one honorable Isnama, a catcher and say, Omo arrange for no Henry Corsi, any Amwakwata, na Omo flight, and Ghana, Ono Atati, Omo used to first class, and a business class, and Omo de Ghana. Daniel means it raises so many issues, minds of young people for a year Crusaders Against. Emma, you decided say you best find it out further, so that confusion away the Ajimu, we didn't say a confusion a war in Kofupi, so an taxpayers via Ajimu or Ghana Han. You bet me settle those confusions. Into Endra, Anna, your petition. 2:00, Anna, you finish submitting and finally, Emma. Special prosecutor's office. Indeed, because of past experience we have with them, you acquire the two copies for you. The Omonde Bako, Nabakoni, and so Omontro, so fair, and Omontaka into no current, so your copy no almost sample.
And Pacho, what do you mean past experience? There you know my
the past experience for the past, in fact, 1 year plus me. And almost 1 year plus, they are submitting 2 different petitions at the Office of the Special Prosecutor Office on 2 different issues. The first thing the first issue I submitted, almost try a letter. I can say they have acknowledged receipt of your letter, your petition. And no. This is 1 year of 2 petitions, different issues. The special protection. I 2-1 more, and they move be anywhere. I'm catching himself, 2-1 more. And until this 1 year, now you better you prepare because when you are there, you be die. You be making sure they will get to the end of it, so that you now you be protecting your public sector. Until we share your petition, and your man means and you expect the prosecutor office on. So by investigation, 1 year results of it. You can you petition the source of funding. So, as I am the boss of LA, if he can be upon way. The person who where chief of staff got the money. And yes, sir, on one pocket money, a chief of staff. and now from the office of the chief. They from the office of the chief of staff, whom they clearly suggest that the taxpayers' money, whether or not there has been a misappropriation, because the entire 2021 budget and for 2022 budget, the entire will be natural any part of the budget. The car the allocation they call chief of staff office. OU should be and find charter flight and Marco. The entire will be after actual OU should be and find facilitating MPs. You two every month. So, Ghana, any Ghana, Juma Mayen. Decided to personal things outside US. Then Kaisa is the guy they call chief of staff office. The Kaisa allocated only to be non-farm facility with MPs. No, travel back to Ghana for them to come and do a Juma every month. There's also me, sir. They expected investigation of the training. Say, Ample. Atama Kennedy upon Kayan, a Yanokre, and now Enyanokre. Onya, those three things, no, depending on results, and our reporter, a chief of office of the Special Prosecutor, Abayeno. Any response on any of these three piano, it will determine the next line of action. In summary, young fan say, about the soldier say, oh, I'm Pasicano, if the chief of staff officer, no running pocket mania, then will activate the appropriate law, which funds against misappropriation of state funds. The soldier say, oh, Sikano, you no any pocket money, and also no, you be activated the next process to find out chief of staff and the monthly fee saying. Now, as Obia or just that monthly fee, then the chair say, or that position to be able to use money in this manner, and also you be activated the next and the appropriate process. And for seven soldiers say, oh, the Kennedy no investigation I hear and oh Kennedy, as some kind of agron and maybe and you know cry. And also there were Omeri Muhanmo. There were laws that France against publication of false information. Into and also appropriate measures are able to take. And if you former chief special prosecutor, I said them kind of. The special prosecutor, so we did not state it in our petition. But the for as lead a governing council of against us. They decided to say special prosecutor's office a maximum of 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks now, result and our response are if you finish on Wabano. With the next line of action. You the to come and say your name. The end of 2 weeks nation, not say my result and our response be and also the next line of action I be taking.
Okay, all right. Wilson, you better see now. You hear Senya Ebeko. Why? Okay, Emmanuel Wilson Jr., Chief Crusader, my Crusaders Against Corruption. And if you need 100 points, na Ghana Montie Sino Asiogwe, met me I can kind Argentina be. I know so as usual. Yana, I borrow me so, but my main. Minty Binfi Honum saying, Yahweh do a silver corner say, please inform IGP that some of the MTTD personnel at Accra Central, they are extorting money from trotro drivers and it's getting too much and bringing bad image. They're putting their profession into a bad reputation. Okay. Well, Yahweh do a silver corner no dear no buy. Echo this also was secrecy. Don't run from your challenges. Face them head on. Fight the fear in your heart and use those feelings to push through whatever you are dealing with. Well, I'm sure it's a general advice you're giving everyone. Fidel from Takrade Kwesimin team, I say North Canadian MP should kindly stop holding himself as MP of Ghana and see how best he can avoid prison. No NDC executive will be there with him to serve his prison sentence. That's Fidel or the Takrade Kwesimin team. It appears that even when in opposition, NPP managed to get their members appointed or elected as heads of civil and state unions. So the next NDC government has to dissolve most of these unions because they are now NPP political wings. That's Tay from Finland and Odiano Edbaya. Yes, Ghana will work again under the NPP. At long last, Commander Sugar Factory is to resume work. more grease to your elbows, His Excellency President Akufo-Addo. That's one here from Kojo Trumpet. But if you wish, and whatever, Sule Wosinyane, KTK, the opposition NDC and their minority in parliament should think about the next generation, but not the next election. Sule Wosinyane, and Odifi, and Odebaye, and to Speaker Alban Bagbin must exercise patience when dealing with the parliamentarians because they are adults and know what is right. So, so far as his leadership is the worst of, so far as I'm concerned, his leadership is the worst I've ever seen. That's Rainbow, Aswa, Enodi, and Ebai. Yauza Swami. Generating enough revenue domestically to support President Akufo-Addo's government to fully implement the revival of the economy post-global COVID-19 without recourse to IMF is the best way to go. Yawuza, Wadifi, Ayeshame, and Wadibai. Pichi Brim from Abranco says, anti-corruption group, let's our ears rest, okay? Where were you when GM, Eba Saga, the Kanazori, Jeep Bribe, Jida, and others, where were you? Stop wasting our ears. That's one here from Pichi Brim. Abranco, and Odifi, and Wadibai. Former President John Dramani Mahama and his NDC people are doing disservice to the ordinary Ghanaian, but they are pretending to be fighting for Ghanaians. Their actions and inactions towards the introduction of the e-levy clearly shows that they don't have the progress of the country at heart. Yao Osankide, Eddie Free Taifa, and whatever. Apia Stadium, you say hot. As a tintin toponko, GM again. That is Go Mensa Ewo Pillar 2. And what no by Chief Manaton Sukuma say it's good that UTAG has called off their strike action. And as they go to the tables again, I can only hope and pray that government will put in all the needed effort this time and make a peace with UTAG. Falling off this. Okay. What it is?
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
All the sampa Kasia bo Kowaka Tamunsa Amaya sa Kasia Waye
Onye Yimu Nukretrodo Kamadile Kamadile Bo
Nita Fe
Mama Yentie KWASI ABOAGYE 100.9.
KWASI.
All right. Ya kwenim no kre na anope minim se we hu sa video ya and enche me sure say premani na ya omo de to Facebook live streaming na amanfo ahwe bi na enkoda bi omo bobo na wo menya penalty na penalty na ya the penalty atu e ba be 2 boy minya sure say bi o maka kire ni say wono no bebo penalty o free ya kwabena waka ko 2 penalty o ko 2 penalty nso a wentimi anhye na ya no other players wo mo wo mo o mo mehwe na de na osha I don't know what lessons they be okay mami kakra nchiro na hwa de. So, idea na da how do we say? So we now describe it.
KWASI. Ono kura no ojina ne baabi o. Ani Japanati na to. Anu onu free tire baabi na obebo no oboto twene. Ekipa ne che no. Anu o ma to agu no so a o mo bo no. Obi anka so omebo. Anya wo kura na wugina ho. Wugina tire baabi no abebo na kipa ate no.
Dana from one you. I told you what to be yes. Omo ade inform okra. Obabeji amano.
Ade amano.
So wugina baby e de bo ato e ba bebo e penalty.
Emfa ho.
Na obi ansuma o. no abebo ball wo boy kra na ahye ya se nka ne no ane na wentimi anhye
there be about what
you know obi be cheche mu akoko si baby o se ni obi a be cheche mu afa o mi de me se mu nhwe bi na mu cheche mu wonka mu asem ora yen na wie da bon krata na
abusuafo a delegate de aba krata fa to so dunu mu no wetese Ghana Music Rights Organization Gamrofo and wo mu kase wo mu tese
o kan yina na me ka man for so mo be so mu video na ne e kan wasem no se etwegu
sia wo mu tia de otimu kase otibi pa eye abrante Shatawale onya 30,000 cedis e kanetete 300 million no na onya ye se wo ya dwumti na wodum to wo mfa ne so nimre esanse Gamrofo sika no a wo mu tetema dwum to no enkotena beebi na nye kan me anya bi esha nyomba no wabo na wonnum no hemfa na ekọ ukoye demo ba ko bi de ba abonten a na obedwa nkofo asum na ye ntua me bi me anya bi ma wonnum no anya hit andi di bandu ba bi a no na wo mu de abrante Shatawale ne de abeya 30,000 Ghana cedis and 300 million ana babage de aseni kotokuo mu ewa ha na a sports nso anope na me kata mu se eya ba ko awiase nyina wo mu kire se ye twa no wo mu twa ne je fa wo pa taso wo je igbo ani ye twa no wo je igbo ani ye twa no enti ya je fa wo ma no pa because of said your born or you very skillful onya bo obetwu sisi anti wo mo twa na hwefom na ebi twe na taade na ebi piano eye nema Silva Santos ono and we player of twa no pa me ye je fa wo e ma no
na player nso a wutwa no a oya azan wo ho pa te se ne owu a ne eye nema musio ka na okotwa no a teni obesi aye obeka se akwe owu
anu no
nzimo anu asori
referee ni ya ba no asori aba ofetu o musu o mututwa no pa o mu fa ho no nti wono nko a o start bobo no 1040 fouls na ya demand no because nkofu twa no pa yo tosum ye no aye la Messi nso nkofu twa no pa Messi kura de no aye 839 na the person aye Andrea Barot na Jack Dallas no ye England 147 Emma da Silva o etwanwa efa wo pa ane dance Manchester ye ne Atletico Madrid ya bobo pensien ba ne wie no obi a ana no o mu bobo Accra Sports fancy yesure muntari tan obi awia ne fo obi a wo mama no so jeje no so sure
me so o si we phone o mehu
okay
ai me hu baby say ni phone o me usana na mo kamia dodo ya
ade am say yes phone no so
I see.
Oh, sule.
Yes, my kanfu di afro no.
So amu peda ukosra. Ombesi uni ayi ukomu chance nyina.
Me kai pa say ayi one of say last 2 years is the last 3 years na me ni amachi wo ye amachi dede. E me clean. Na amachi perform we ni free stage na ekọ. Na hard no so dos yin nemu. Na kwa bio na no na mi phone share mi packet say na me very alert pa sa nyama say na no mi hu ya say akwa na twi mi phone na otwi phone na pie na me sa akwa mu mi say mi ni bebi ama ho odin ni fi kakwa ni phone ko
ana oba kwatu born man ni subiri no
me say me ni bebi ahodi ni fe me say me am we and am say and I won say pronounce dey say oboni echi wa no say akwa because na police for should dey chinti ni ti na lucky say because we are a movie in a very case no so wo He may oh he say akwana twi minim time o ya ne nsa be she che so wa twifo na pie kra. Na they were me see born in such twifo no. Ewo ni pere na me see radio akopo. Ahodi ne ba na sa hu bebi efi. Ora see we the bon krata no me da se pa. Kwara ma fa no pe no aboa me ewo eye the bon krata no penifo so tena se no pe wo studio no hanom say Benjamin Jehu Apia Benghazi member of the communication team of the MPP and Anthony Nukpenu NDC Greater Accra Regional Organizer no penifo tena se na ye di nkomo ya hwe nsema hodo ato dua ewo ye epon so ene na main kind comment ni bi na yen enko yenim ewo ye dwumedie so one here says Canada Japan beautifully provided opposition NDC equipment to drag them to law court. Chief of staff gave 120,000 to Canada Japan to bribe Adrasafo. Alaji Willie P. If you come clearly, we glorify barbarism in Ghana too much. How can a personality like Apia Stadium be hailed for showing such gross disrespect by calling a man of God, aged and knowledge man by all standards, a hypocrite? That is Kwejo Edu Ako, President Consent Patriot of social media. No, the way at the bar, yeah. Okay, because you admire the patience and professionalism you use upon the personal attack done by Apia Stadium on you. I'm begging you to bless me with such patience because I wouldn't accept him on my show. That Alex Kofi Yarani Adenta Commandos research na odi no edi free and whatever. Nana Kuyamwa Boatin or Ablekuma Central say Speaker Alban Bagman is acting as though the Parliament is his second home. If he gives NDC ruling, the first and second deputies will give NPP ruling until he, Alban Bagwin, does the right thing. That's Nana Kuyamwa Boatin NOD Enobai. We see tell Kobina to listen to some of the tapes well before he begins to interpret, and that some of his commentaries are too boring. That's Openi Kwesi Asari Adenta Frafraha. Obviously, you're not a fan of Kobina. Apia Stadium should take it easy because most NPP members are now changing their minds, and the pastor will be one of them. Simon Azaleko from Agbogba EP down. And or the Anufi and or the by teacher could you whatever and Suso. Currently, what we have witnessed show that the Speaker of Ghana's Parliament is not effective. He's not helping the nation instead of uniting, as he helps in he helps in dividing us. That is teacher could you tepa and Suso and or the Anufi and or the by. Musa Batua Kumase was say, Right Honorable Speaker Alban Bagman has stamped his authority to deal with unruly MPs who turn the house into their bona fide property and do whatever pleases them. Musa Abatua with that one. Kwamina CDT, I have for a change so I know NPP can't account for COVID-19 expenditure. How would they be able to account for the e-levy? Kwamina CDT. Need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE Suno Asiogwe, and to this one here from Mystic Wonder in Sauma Dredgery. The insensitive treacherous Nanado Dr. Baumia led government, then in opposition, promised to move Ghana forward from taxation to production and protect the public purse. But today, all those promises have conspicuously been missing. That is Mystic Wonder in Sawam Adwejiri.
Ghana MONTIE, Ghana MONTIE,
Ghana MONTIE, Ghana MONTIE. Na mansanya so adawroko fiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo NEAT 100.9 FM. Adawroko fiaman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo NEAT 100.9 FM.
Mami Mbra studio no hanu say na Benjamin Jehu Apia Benghazi, a member of the NPP National Communication Team, Atna say na Akwaba.
Ofa penny kɛseɛ paa ɔfa abɔgye anɔpɛ deɛ ɛnyɛ akwanya menkyia wo menkyia w'atiefoɔ ano bia yɛbɛba bɛto bia de wei a woyɛ awa atu na ɛyɛ a na ɛyɛ ahomeka ɔho ba
nhyira so sɛ ɛnɛ nso menya ne nteɛ sɛ ɛwɔ awoda
wɔfa nyame ayɛ madom nyame ayɛ madom ɔde afe baako aka menda a meba bɛdi wɔ asase so na mesrɛ ne sɛ ɔno ankasa ɔmboa me na ɔmbɔ me ho ban bia mehwehwɛ kɛse anɔpɛ me ne awurade akasa noa ne tumi nyinaa awura biara ni hɔnom a ɔwɔ tumi sen da ɛne ne ba yesu kristo ɛdeɛ me believe ano no tumi nyinaa awura anɔpɛ yi a ɛyɛ ma woda yi makɔ me ntwerɛ anim ɛne no akasa nea mesrɛ no ne nyansa ne bambɔ ɛne nokoradie san sɛ wɔfa sisia no sɛneɛ wei a yɛba amanyɔsɛm wakɔyɛ te sɛ nkɔfoɔ dodoɔ na ɛnhyɛ da ɛngye amanyɔsɛmfoɔ no ɛndi san sɛ dodoɔ no afi sɛ ntorɔ ne ndaadaa kɛse ɛna ɛwɔ politicians afa research na ɛbaeɛ no ebiara meka ahyɛ sɛ de baeɛ no ɛkyerɛ sɛ fa nkɔfoɔ 10 a 8 deɛ mayɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ ɔmo ngye politicians ndi na 2 ne deɛ ɛda sɛ baako wɔ ndc anaa baako wɔ npp ɔmo deɛ ɔmo yɛ dɛn a that's where they belong but this is very alarming ɛsɛ yɛtumi bɔ mmɔden a na yɛ a yɛba mu yi yɛde nokoradie ne anidie ma ghanafoɔ ɔsisi a ghana de wei a yɛkɔ yɛ anim wɔfa obiara ɛkɔ school ni bi nti wobɛtena radio so anaa akɔtena tv so na wamfa nokoradie anyɛ yi a ahwe adako na obi egu anim ase yɛsrɛ sɛ nyame ayɛ adom yi a yɛba abɛduru hanom yi who say those days me go school na me tie wo trotro mu pa anɔpɛ bia nkɔfoɔ tie mu the whole Ghana me na me ka kyerɛw that time na me wɔ Kasoa na yɛ campus ɛwɔ ministries yɛ tena bus ni driver no ita na otie anɔpa ɛne awie nyinaa anɔpa ɔbɛfan a ɛda hɔnom yanso ɔne yɛku hɔnom nti menim sɛ wafidie deɛ kɔ akyire ɛnyɛ saa akwanya nso memfa so ɛmfa nkyia ɛyɛ the strategic general secretary of the new patriotic party ɛyɛ general john buadu adwene kɛseɛ anɔpɛ general baabi a wɔ biara no kyia wo mesɛ ɔyɛ nipa sɛ anɔpɛ mi wɔ hɔnom a hwɛ ne sɛ namba bi frɛ ɛfa general secretary ɛyɛ john buadu ɛna ɛto happy birthday ɛde mami ɔyɛ nipa paa nyame mbɔ ho ban na menim sɛ abatoa a yɛkɔ yi deɛ ɔno nko ara ne the only experienced general secretary a obetumi aboa ma yɛ break 8 no ɔfa sɛ wahwɛ biribi a ɔbaa yɛ party ne mu adwe paa basabasa yɛ bia ne hɔnom there are 1 or 2 hitches bi ɛyɛ normal wɔ political party biara mu but the way a General John Buedu atumia amanage a party no ama asumdwe abemu ne de yebebo na baso na yesre nyame so onko so ambo ne ho ban minim se July ye be ya be kwa akoto abe he will come out very victorious.
Need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE sunu asiogwe before mini Benghazi besa asie no ensem no ankasa ma kan comment no biom emfa mamo Mustafa Oloa Manya Krobo was say Ghana is broke. According to Mr. Ken Oforiatta, a finance minister, yet the president and his appointees are all still flying in expensive and luxurious jets. Mustafa Nodiano Edebaye. Forget about the voting. The court order is Supreme Court than any other decision. Just a mere voting. Can 1K bubuashi and idea no buy. If you give a position to someone who do not deserve it, that person will always want to misuse it, and that's what I'm seeing in Mr. Bagman's handling of the speakership. That is one here from Noah the Ark Builder. And Odieno Ebaye. In Shaba Anelka, Ghanaians should know that the whole world is totally facing a bad economic challenge, and not Ghana and not Ghana alone. We should become patient, trust, and support the President Nana Akufo-Addo turn things around. In Shaba Anelka with that one. Ella Tieku, Fadasu constituency. We know things are hard around the globe. But Ghanaians are witnessing our portion. Ghanaians are also witnessing our portion. We should be patient of the President. Bangazi.
Over.
Ensha CMF MPP.
Okay.
Kakra polling station. Yeah, me sure say a causeway. Anope ni ani ora kwadwo mpieni di nkomo yo kan bibi.
Yeah.
Say you see in ntwe KWASI polling station about to okay nominations yemfa form si na man for you. Into you.
Wofa. Yenya akwanya yesa no pe de ya chia mpani dada. Me Samson chia Madam Gloria. Ghana. Samson chia ya Field Marshal Tony Adonina. And Madam Obushi Saikofi. Over Madam Obushi Saikofi.
Why not?
O she chire wonom no obo adwuma no fantastic presidential advisor. Over yekoya nim no amanyo sem bia no ana amanyo kuo bia no eduru ba bia yemfa no kre ya na anotu ebem asebe bia obetumi aka ne say wo internal wranglings and your war struggles our party mo ebane sana only take effective leader where to me ahwe no what to answer me aye me sanso abo yewura wedu oye the strategic general secretary party ba ye obefa akonya no nyoma bebre na waye ode aboa party no affairs no ehwe na no mafa as afa kalas akwa yese na party headquarters honom na nyoma bebre ensem fata but oji akonya no gi to me no as general secretary no so sisi aye party no aye very active there is peace the party no krenya me anim sa nyoma nketinketi ye si our polling station elections here wofa enye bibia eye foforo but mesre general secretaries na omo constituencies omo from regional kosi constituencies to polling station executives no say oma ye entwa ye wo honom here ese forms no mesre omo pomodiana omo fa enko ebeya kabi mami kabi na ewe party ni nyako chen na utie general secretary on Asempa FM ojitum se the eduru samre ya na awantawa kakra wo honom but on national executives bon homodin ahwe na omatumi ama enwoma atotoyi overso onim say polling station is the heart of every party. The court 2012 year asemi court. Nia otna akunyem Chief Justice. The final verdict. Verdict no kinkanya. Omayeti asiye say elections are won at the polling stations. Elections are won at the polling stations there. Naturally say your polling station executives no. Omo hu hia. Ofa. Omo hu hia pa na enya de nso a ese yetoto o mase. Because police stations ni nyina over 38,000 or so if I'm right wofa. Na omo kani nyina de bom e ma yetumi hu ni a ofa omampani akonya no asa ne aba behwe member of parliament no. Nti se eba ne se a yesre se omo ede da yin mu ni ade se bi ode paper bi akosie ba bi a no mpe so be release sa nyoma ni nyina no ya ade bi a entwa na emfata wan hwe ne ye a na obi to say General John Buadu adwene kase na ebi omo kwa blame no. Meanwhile, he is not a constituency secretary. Ono no wo national. Ono no de ne say wabomoden a de sankrata ni nyina ama region. A region gia wasanso de ama constituency for asana police station executives for no so ayeden. Monsaka. Sebe obeje na waka say onfa nkonko obia. Na chere say ba bedi abro no. Na breaking the 8 no so offer. Start from the polling station elections. Breaking the 8 no. Start from the polling station elections. We cannot undermine polling station executives. BBR or sir your friend say your friend say application papers ibia ababedi omonsemi ana forms e besre baby say kono enko na polling station executives na omun en feeling na omoso ye do makoma so ompese omode boa party no matumi aye de aboa party no.
Okay, all right, so that's kakra fi Benghazi on say me ba near ba behwe near course so we can school asem so yen hwe yen bedi enkomo kakra University of the various the Bediani University of Ghana, the various universities, public universities, what I'm saying, any near course so National Executive Committee a vote 2 years a call of strike, but constituents and our members no a vote no much so far 3 universities a vote to vote to University of Ghana chapter no more vote to against the aka bayer 12 saying and a beko any near koyan here. I said, do na kuvotu say one more empinese strike no one betcha since and I say they're going to continue with the strike and also bema and near my pa. So far near cost so away the education front in terms of tertiary institutions. Senate too, into you.
Over sir, it's here for a bekaya. Over say be a kokotu. And I caught
ninth match I said on Beckham. Bema ruling, court Bema ruling.
Okay.
How many National Labour Commission?
Okay. Wafa na abanesano eja ya besre education de idea ehunya papa. First one na omoko ye no last week them say ye buy ye beka ho asem. They went to meet the president for staff. Na sebe omo en bia na 1 or 2 patients bia na omo omo de koto ampani ene ye chief of staff ne nanim na tempanara no chief of staff ne president na ewo mu bia no omo engage ye no omo bo se ehye na omo yi enuoma ni nyina afi ho ate se eye president Akufo-Addo ene na ban abomoden ene your friend say you tag fu aye nhyehyɛ kakra na mesre ne say ya no ebia nneoma omo hwehwɛ no enye ni nyina na ebia omo nsa bɛyɛ den ebɛka at least this government is a listening government President Akufo-Addo otie Ghana fo so pɛ isakue you tag for akɔ your friend say strike na omo etumi afro omo no edi nkomode a yesre then agreement bi ewo mu bia no on President Akufo-Addo ana government ne na formation ewo mu bia mo ye no komodian na omu so megidi se yehwe omaba kwasem mu a that strike enye ende na ehya ase utag ewo oma bebre a omunya sebe se sa nneoma na amba omo duru ba bia ya na ema omo enhae omo ewo made kire mu no ba bia behia akade ro honom te so omo research allowance ne ba bia na omo hia no ekontema etumi ba na meka 2014 President John Dramani Mahama Abreso mo echo strike 2015 nso sa sebe this is where you can compare both leaders there in terms of leadership no who has exhibited very well because 2014 the Kaipa President Mahama ene naban eka kire utag for ne say omo obibi ya ombetumi aye
and no man can say omode two paper so and omode come presidency no man can so omode ma ban so when to me anka kasapa and fanchiromo. But clearly this government has exhibited the leadership. Watch Romo say ebe hia say do baby say na ebe tie omasem. And opinion Professor Jampu edin kom. Itie no. The other unit na group na ka omo ho no. The judi so mbekwa akoto aba no. Omo koto a ye besre. Omo hwe enkula nanim. Osisi ano awofo a omo wo fie nyina no. Ra ne ba fie sa na eya na etwa omo nsu. Na omo tena fie na omo campus omo ehwe na. Etumi di bebre na de yeden. De ba. Ye besre utag fue. Omo bomodin na onhwe enkula no. Covid ama enu mayeden. Nyame anim sɛ wofa wofo nsisi ana wokɔ CNN na ene wokɔ Sweden wokɔ Germany a mo ayo madwene sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ demonstration fuel prices ene aduane ɔmo tɔ groceries ene milk ne nneɛma bi a akokɔ soro nyinaa no abrɔfo na ɔmo wɔ abokyire ɛwɔ Europe no mu ne adeɛ including America mo nyinaa complete yɛ bɛsrɛ sɛ utag for ɔmo sɛ we are not in normal times ɔmo omumboa na ne omode ato paper so the government ko engage no dialogue bia omofae no onhwe nkula ye nim na omonhwe omo na omo fantumi mbo omo na ye nyina ye ntumi enko ye nim because for university education there e ya de ehia papa kan hwe ne ye a na nkula yi maame obedwene sa akwa no campus enso na wafa baabi na emu nsɛm a ɛbɛba no de de enma bebre be den ebeba yesre utag for no onhwe na omonhwe nkura ya ni man
made us say that's Benghazi and I think Kano Anthony Nukpenu so atna say national organizer my that's the Greater Accra regional organizer sorry and my NDC Amanyuko Anthony hey microphone made us say akwaba
yeso
afi Japan so
afi papa mba ebi niema papa ebi nso yeso
amen right so
ishiache
ampa no cra ishiache
so tie ere mo na say die
mommy na ho
we peja mo akoba
mommy na ho
ekoyi na say traffic no ku moto we ni so ama money show ba no I bibi
oh be so yeah share utag near koso university front so far me so follow and only baby I do one voting on my say vote to neck vote to one call of strike but members no say so vote to some of them are voting against they shouldn't call off the strike me too so far the public universities need near koso
so but that's it now yeah ma if on a chef on yeah she mo studio the down trading pass I believe say so far no breach of trust is who you tag him public university it is you see we are within the rule of law regime court ebu asem the labor issues enye ni nyina na betimi use the judicial system to the semi checheni na se court semi classroom culturally it's a matter of say it's a macro classroom whether I teach or not can you untimi be force me semi children korana so these are the issue and I believe say the first place no na bia na judge ni see here a directive say labor any National Labor Commission UTAC and court to resolve issue no rather than using the court that was where the problem is today NEC emiti take decision okay the person any ruling no juma nti yen crofo there's a Bianco classroom say all campuses are voting to yes or no to the NEC directives. This also have certain implications. It could be say campuses Begia to say you call back. If you say no, then the calendar as is distorted, no, continuous. Where will be the end result? The end result is say there will be there will not be uniformity in our academic calendar within our public universities, which create a lot of inconvenience for the students. To me, it needs leadership. It needs higher level leadership to be able to broker peace and build strong consensus, that vision of trust and hope. There, Nanubi, Muka say Yanko, where we years down the line, that trust has been broken. When it continues like that, gives a lot of challenge to the yeah, the bus stop with the leader of the country. We vote for people to inspire hope in society. It is we a leader now. Of now managing, there is situations are What has the president done so far? I've not seen anything. He hasn't made any public statement, or he hasn't even moved into certain directives or inspire certain trust there. To share my minister anymore, it be this. I get him. Now, this morning I was reading some papers on social media. We say, okay, you tag Mundi Monday 120,000 Ghana to go. If someone has made an assertion, somewhere say there has been some 120,000 drop in just to come down and participate in a vote in parliament. You see how people want to use some of these things. See, in as much as Yesu, so Yema and I more besties who need that attention. Equally, we should be concerned about the plight of the lecturer. As it is, and the boy in a talk for the economic situation in Okrum. And definitely no situation of womb and is not applicable today. And therefore, government must show that commitment with hope. Say, ampa niamo kano me nimu eko apamu. Say, share ayedibe niamo aketu animu conditions of service ni research and whatever allowance. She share one huni. For the years gone, yentimi nisu. Wenti na yentimi nisu. Yes, remo. Ye pese ye share no say. Na nyina yentimi enka yen sanche santem na bibia timi ko. They also human beings. They will reason through it. Then when it comes as if say omu due bododo, omu be said whatever, think will not see any better. So okay. Leadership must act and act swiftly in trust for everybody to be convinced going forward.
Okay. Well, me bana mesan shall see if you subium the barber share near course of parliament. Speaker of parliament, the bayan semti trumi no dia tudia. First of all, subaya members of parliament or more than a DOM Rashebe Jim Honum saying and okasa about Uruli on a motion. And first deputy speaker over Uruli on only emotion or Uruli on it, no. Yebabe D and no encomo. But my main kind comments need be a tier for text message. WhatsApp message is normal. But one here says, breaking news. So, Ayikwe O2 for national chairman. The game goes sweet, rough. Abele Ewo Nungwa and Odiano President Nana Akufo-Addo is doing well. So, Apia Stadium should stop making noise on radio. Amweni Fita, Eddie Free, Asaman Kese, and Odiano, by those university lecturers who voted to still remain in the unwarranted strike to leave the job. Government can't give what it doesn't have. They should respect the court directives. Baba from Tema, NODWay, and so Edbaye. This one is a very lengthy one. So let me do one here. So, what at all is IGP waiting for? It should immediately invite or arrest Chief of Staff to give details of the bribe they gave to Adjosafo. That is Meshach Santi. Abaso Klein and or the no fee and or the buy. Need 100 points na Ghana Muntie. Soon was your studio no one say me war Anthony Nukpenu and the Greater Accra Regional Organizer and Benjamin Jiwu Apia. Benghazi MPP National Communication Team member. Na ye toa and komono so ye ko enim ye ba be hwe ye emrahye bedwam ye koso wo hodom say yentie ye ora bagbin yembra na Anthony Misha say few so. Okay. Menino say inti voice na MC on person bebo. Inti Anthony. Amemra.
Well, I believe sir, if Parliament started with its predictions, that prediction, me one people Parliament, 7 pa yen it is it na first Parliament na abefusem. That was the media reportage. Again, so that Parliament really pure Parliament. If work in public life long. Because at that time, after the era of democracy, the notion was, yeah, we are the baby of society. So I would say, there was some level of maturity in the first 3 parliaments, first, second, third parliament. The 4th parliament, the idea of, obebuame, and you'll be a kasakeke. So started seeing the mixture, started seeing other forms of attitude and behavior to the 7th parliament. Now, this is the first time a parliament is sharply divided among the 1st to the 6th parliament. We had other political, the PNC, the independent. This is the first time equal numbers between the NDC and the MPP, and then an independent put the middle. This is the first time so in parliament an opposition member of a political party sharing it. So from 1st to 7th, don't expect it to be in this parliament. Say there is fierce contest of ideas, interest, and approach to issues. That level of consensus building, Ayra, say, yedi assemble by the law. Ibinya say, inya duduono from both sides. Somebody atumno, anyhow, because the sharp division in the country within the political actors emanating from the 2020 election is playing. People thought, the opposition NDC, because near course who are about to the Mundahoyi into court global time and shame non fantin in Juma. There won't any verdict in Umpua. There are things that the Supreme Court should have done to inspire hope and trust within our electoral body to be able to foster some cohesion within the system of governance. So they took a sharp stand behind whatever a political party determined the case with their whims and caprices. You don't expect the opposition NDC to be happy.
That's a strong one.
They say the law.
They use the law. It wasn't under.
They say the law is in their bosom.
Yeah, but was it? Yes.
Law at the end of it is their discretion of whims and caprices.
It's not discretion. Yes, at the discretion of what the law avails to them.
The determination of judgment is at the discretion of the judge, but on only interpretation and understanding of the law. Yes, sir. So what is wrong if I say at his whims and caprices?
Say, to me, their mom.
So So he uses the whims and caprice to determine discretionary. So the boating. I get me. Forgetting say, near maybe more hold the 2 year. A ma ubiasu ne bojo na yehun. And then what we are seeing in Parliament. In as so far as MPP would determine that Niedi Konia. MPP and this is also determined say yesu Niebeyini. Can we build a country like that? So and then Ubehu MPP MPs go to the media, somebody Ikabagbin, Inima FM, Kasem no wa Egunya ni di hu fi Kansem Tiatia no. You do that, knowing well, say you could have used this man to make sure, say the party in Penny for better. I say, okay, yeah, command the episode teacher. When you win, you say, yeah, in the same way back Parliament, the ceremony, when you not should be your for lower Mustang. But the move said, wait, yet, and the right, so we can't near President Mokan. Definitely, there's no way the NDC 137 support whatever you are doing. There are many times, Otiakwenyemu or Kasana, the majority bench, Nankofu throw tantrums, they cancel and send for. So, this kind of parliament, if in Penifo in Sinkunya, and who say, ya ye trim, and ye esi trim no, and send fata and wa, in ye shen say, oh, or manunti, yan con say, continue doing these things, Ghana will be user. Okay. And I believe, say, time has come. All of us to eschew our political ego, our partisan ego. At the nation, Ghana is what we are struggling to save. And yet NDC, yet MPP. At the end of the day, election year, our political colors, we believe in it, but it is the red, gold, green, black star. That is the embodiment in which we look forward.
By I had the office between your consensus. Say you know between back a dream between
why are we leaders? The president today, the approach towards his political opponent to build that trust. Members of parliament from the NDC, he said, we need to ABC. But if we continue throwing tantrums, continue making sweeping statements, continue making statements unguarded, so say, ye ne kita to me, that the era where the majority will have his way, the minority will have his say, no, it's no more. And then, why are they suffering e-levy? They are suffering e-levy because they can never have the numbers. It is a president who say, "Tap, spam me padi dia o man. Oh, me penny for NDC. Ebi amaka bibi etiamu ma ye bibi etiamu. Ene o man nunti enyina ensi nkonya. What is this ego about? Tell me na make it to me. Total foolishness. The country is suffering. You are not having a headway. Call on your political opponents. You've made statements. Why your statements are? And you'll be there. But how long can we hold on to that? I don't think the NDC leadership is ready to say, you're holding on to those unguarded statements that have passed. We have Ghana at heart. President Akufo-Addo should show leadership. And that leadership will manifest, making sure we have a consensus, the Parliament of Ghana and Ghana at large.
Okay. All right, sir. Meda Anthony Nupenu ase ma membra ye Benghazi so na minti Benghazi. So ye hwe ye parliament and ye koso nsem apiepie ni ye honorable Bagben de tu dwa CCR no I say binumu ya ye ni amobo hu nsem wo ye parliament the parliament ni didi agro ne ye ka ho oka bibi so about the ruling on the motion ye first deputy speakers. We say okay no so ababe overrule ono ni motion no we hwe graphic nsu ani ma Council of State akwako shia minority ni nyinaa no nkomodie no ejina consensus ko be fa so a aye ombetimi adwen timi akọ bankro bi mu oniam bi hu se ne betimi move country forward into your parliament.
Well, first of all, our parliament. Itiru na akwa kujina piano minority and majority MPP majority parliament and this akwa majority parliament. A woman on say numbers na I want to eben and parliament there needs to be a majority parliament and majority PC of it can be a car in wakano Ghana first sebe yenyina yepe Ghana ye yepe se Ghana tum ba apart from footballer yenyina ebom no parliament nso ye baby a betumi yenyina ayeden especially when it will benefit Ghanaians the asem na aba of a parliament was standing orders our procedures are or the year juma. It's year 48 a woman and say, would they be equal parliament? Sebi standing orders na procedures so fast no one fast one. You tina kunyem to me a botugu a catcher will say, we dear a client so fast went to me and fast our clients, and the asama what they ban came to me and Shanayenka. Baby, I ain't your best shot, dear. Your bebano, why what you say? The different matter ever on Tuesday. Honorable at 2 and a co-raising motion be. And the deputy majority leader, Honorable Afenyo marking. A chain parliament, chambers and I do say, would you for a day bay and yet. And you're proper. That is not the way to go. And as a certain time, wise now or speaker, or first deputy speaker, not because now speaker of parliament, back then now only country name. Now, meaning over question. I think say the Speaker of Parliament. Sometimes the utterances are there no honoma. In Chai, also daily say shut up. Bagman tells MPs. But MPs you are monyan kula. Monyan kula. Sebi they are also managing our dada or mumu nyina ababe bakono. Also key. Ghana Parliament and to say South African Parliament. Over what South African proceedings Parliament? What will be that? So what should be? Over.
I've just seen a video.
Very good. Some of their videos are horrible, especially when you obi to say Julius Malema Noma. The way our money speakers no kasakrano. Ebemu wakuma nina akoso. I believe say a parliamentarians.
Now, an opponent see this ankomo will be sending message. You'll be a marshal or parliament or sending message. Me find it to you.
Yeah.
But say, senior, in fact, the speaker is right to let the marshal arrest some of the MPs. When they are in the chamber, what they do is making calls while the speaker is busily doing the government business. You see some of them going up and down, making calls and doing all sort of things in the chamber. And Tinia no Binsu can say. So yes, I agree. Say be a quiet speaker, be your kind, but why do you so call the other side? No, say nipa bin so honum sia to be a baby because say oh ye penny na say the need man na say be out here oh Kabengazi. These are the rules. Unia kasa don't interject. Oh ye ba ku mienu miensa this now ye na me kana still out here. One where I shall be forced to say certain things to you, maybe that will not be palatable.
We all need to build a united because at the end of the day, no, Ghana air flourish and Ghana air kuya. It is going to be for all of us. But some partisan NDC, MPP or parliament, no, and you are there, ABOAGYE. Ghana first. Ghana first. It is very important to say the speaker, Ekasa, that's members of parliament in India, he has every right to call in marshals, effect arrest whatsoever. Sometimes, you know, oh, you penny na ude on ebia sebe you need to use persuasion. Oh, time so na speaker bisa say onu the whole Ghana otosu number 2 na otosu ahe. Otosu number 3 otosu ahe. And all of these things, you know, sometimes, you know,
it's for humor.
What you say?
Of friendship between the two.
No. At that very day when he asked the majority leader, no, there was tension in the house.
Oh.
That was needless.
That
was needless.
That will bring the tension down. Some
of the utterances, sometimes, you know, persuasion, opinion to me that akulano.
But Anthony can what you say, okay. And any brace no they can say, but like tongue in cheek, I say, be a grown and so.
And America say already nan kasano. On say akunyana onu no. Akwa koye te say speaker no NDC mu ne buy. Ofasa ojitum. Now ofi NDC mu buy no. Waba be speaker of parliament. And who he say, you know, all the house ni nyina ebe together. But the ABA MPP ni majority leader kasa. Our baby son say, what is your, you know, say in a form of humor no. ABA no yes. Because one, if you are frustrating government businesses, this speaker has frustrated government business all the time. And then it's in your mechanic say, oh, your penny. Say because the way of conducting the business in the house, no, you who be that? You who be that?
Oh, I'm not you
who be that? Professor Michael Kwe wasn't like this. He brought all of them together.
Now, Professor Michael Kwe in the parliament, no, and the same as Bagman D.
And America say, even as at that time, now near one majority, no, he brought all of them together, and Haruna Idrusu commended Professor Michael Kwe. Say, Abrana or what's no, his style of leadership, no, they are going to miss it. Babin official, you bet me akasa. And now Kraben and Nigana Hanuma on to Minka Bagbe Wasem. Say, shut up. I'm number 2. What is your number? All of these things, you know, as a leader, no, you bet to me, or you can use a different approach. Now the house ni aba together. And Kabom and a Bema parliament business ayede akonkai. This has nothing to do with President Akufo-Addo. On his latter part, you know, Anthony Nukwenumini and Akopeso blaming on the leadership. Akufo-Addo. But you see, we have 3 arms of government. Your executive, your legislature, and then it is a sebi no man koye wa parliament. To me, farmer may blame President Akufo-Addo. That is a separate arm. That is the executive. It's immediately make an NSA offer. Baby, I agree. Miniana. Kabom, ebe boag. Kabom, ebe boag. Ema ye na ye tu. Na sebe procedure wo honom na sebe won fa so a. Na ye chi wadwini gina so. Na wo ka se no. Obi ayo overruling of yina emotional na decision na former speaker of parliament can ask us that time na intwa kwam because clearly Joe Wise can say ade a wo dey ba table so dey and can table ho and can no ma ye be discussing ho ende can ho dey a twen later ni aye den ya hwe no yakasa asem no eno na minority fo nte ase ye o akofa ensem nyina aba no of a missy form no me pese me kire Ghana fo nyina ne say yan kai Ghana won paibom this parliament is different. No maybe no entwa sanke esi. But the GD say inia NDC not na menchen e ka say ye nyina no ye nya baako na ye mboa oman Ghana na oman Ghana nko nanim no. Ye nyina ye de yadwene eba sa direction na. The GD say ye betumi move ani forward and say ye be MPP. Na wo bia no ebia etumi akwa. And then NDC. You say ye betumi akwa ye.
Okay, but I see that's one there on the universities. Anthony, yeah.
Quickly, no. Me be say me 3 minutes. That is government. He doesn't get it. Why is President must show leadership? Parliament is a separate arm. Your business will be transacted in Parliament. It is a separate arm, no. That consensus through the intervention of the president to the political party that you think say is not making your business. Then who are you? Can you run the country? Within that vein, because the president must show leadership. Reach out to your political opponent. Because strictly, no, the 137 MPs on the NDC ticket listen highly to their political leaders. Based on AC, whatever the party will say, they will do it. So the president must show leadership by reaching out to the political. It's not going to be the first to happen. It happens in every country. America, many times, presidents meet leadership of other Democrats or Republicans to make sure that, sir, I drink church and Emma, the Senate will act in accordance with what the government wants to do. So what will be the president? Two, Kabak bin answering keke. Shut up. At the time, Onuka said he may be compelled to use the martial act. So Biakachen said, you have that power. You have that power. From the majority bench. You will not hear because you only heard shut up.
Yes, sir.
So when you are watching, listen carefully. That was what necessitated shut up. Oh, but
do you agree say shut up is offensive?
Offensive.
Shut up. The tone of the mechanic.
When you are irritating someone, what do you want the person? Don't be irritative. Because nipa no bibi ko or church you say yen nyina yenye ne esefata na obuo ni nidie embra na shebedwem. At the time or caution or council, this is the longest serving member of parliament. He has lived through it, he has seen all. So he's a father. It is and then freshers about parliament na mufu say oh ya betty KKT enye no edit na na shebe. And you know, just say, the public view about us, no, a fair. Still, voting say, oh, we need to take him on. Let him
Okay, all right. I mean, can't comment. Can't comment in being fantastic. Now, remember, near me share a year so far near Koso, New Patriotic Party, me address for and seminar about to told job near NDC for Matisse Moka about say Injumubi and Koso. Any petition so crusaders for the Aquacoma special prosecutor you be who and come but one here from Leviticus Powers Kaswa. The world must wake up to talk about what is happening between Russia and Ukraine. Asembeba Debi Leviticus Powers no di no by Bosheba Amisti or Gosu Zongo. But see, I'm pleading with the NPP supporters to calm down in these polling station elections because we are building the party to win massively in 2024. Many thanks goes to Free Akoto for paying the nomination forms for the upcoming polling station executives in all 275 constituencies across the nation. That's Nat from Audome. Samum. Because I say Alan Chamatin Suchiebi. Tell Apia Stadium to stop the Ntuatua because of his stomach. That is why he's doing all that. One from Kweku, Mante, Osu, and Odifi, and Odebai. Bukala Jonas Adia from Keri says that the NDC shouldn't be seeking to cry more than the bereaved. Honorable Sarah Adjosafo is NPP asset. So whatever the case is, we have much more interest than them. So they should remove the speck from their eyes before that of someone's. That's one here from Mukaila Jonas Adia from Keri and Odia Nobaye. The president and his vice president are very good listeners. That is why they are taking a concern on what is going on in the country. Let's keep on supporting them to deliver their promises to Ghanaians. That's Mama G Ewo Kaswa with that one. Sami Boachiwa Saman Kesi, he took a reasonable, responsible, and visionary leadership to bring the Commander Sugar Factory to its normal state. God bless President Akufo-Addo for his passion for nation breaking. Nation breaking the 8 is assured. One from Sami Boachi, Asaman Kesi, Ena Odi Ebaye. I will be brutally frank with my take in respect of our parties. Speaking of forms, cacophonous state. Truth be told, NPP is gradually ratifying a death warrant for the 2024 election. The body of dead should be a warning to the living. Breaking the 8 is an illusion if the trajectory lingers. Goshimelo, Dansuman, Wesley Grammar. Benghazi. Adjasafo, any near Koso, Ebisem Shimunko, Yanjum, and Nina Jina says, somewhere honorable Canadian, Japan, the Ababa Tuja, 120,000, CK, Yanshim, and Juan Sika, a free hifa, Adentina, see about 120,000, and then send be so far, near Koso, Adjasafo, Dominic Abinia, meet you.
Offer. Arope, only your former chief of staff, Kasa, because you're company. That questions be. Maybe some similar questions. Similar questions. No, say. Honorable Adjosafo na ye can asem. Or ye member of parliament for Dominic Abinia Const. The person ye ma etiefu nyina ate ase say. One. Na asian ye nyina ye jitu. Marry ye. Oye wedding. Efe come. Echi no. Babinyan tie say. That's why then. Aka ho. Mr. Sir, ebia after owo the yare bi wo honom na on to me ensa ne ho yare dia ye beto to asere anafo say man fam pai bonta na chi no kono on to me embra no back honorable Kennedy Japan e mi ame papa sama odi atuja no it is ebufuo ba nsɛm bi wɔ hɔ nom a wobɛtumi aka mesrɛ sɛ the party leadership and the government because Adjosafo yɛ cabinet it is bɛkɔ so engage no na ɔmo adi nko na neɛ ha ne bia no yɛato party mpani na government na ɔmo ahyɛ kwan a ɔmo bɛfa so no to parliament. Yeah, Emma enye pleasant ne say. Here no the numbers for parliament. 137, 137. It's obi etwe ne ho ana akwansidie bi ba na amanem tumi anko parliament. One, government of the day. A majority caucus. Also party no as a whole. Inti say eba ne saa na no mu frustrations ɛna ebetumi ama search utterances binom de ayɛ den aba na yɛnka nso hu sɛ honorable Adwo Asafo ɛyɛ ɔbaa in a sense sɛ mmaa the way a ɔmoyɛ ɔmo adeɛ no sɛbesɛbe ɛyɛ different from we a mmarima yɛn nso yɛyɛ adeɛ ɛsrɛ sɛ baabi a yɛduru no yɛbɛyi so persuasion ada akorɔkorɔ na yɛntie neɛ ha no ma bia no ane ntumi mba mbɛyɛ n'adwuma sɛneɛ ɛsɛ ɔyɛ no woka sɛ coalition foɔ ɛde aba abɛto dwa sɛ ka Honorable Kennedy Japan ɛde ato dwa no sɛ ɛyɛ yɛ chief of staff sɛ yɛmfa nkɔma Adwo Asafo no matro petition ɛde akɔ akɔma speaker of parliament special prosecutor sɛ ɔmo nhwehwɛm na sɛ nyinaa yɛgye tum sɛ chief of staff ɔyɛ adwuma bantua ne ka na minim nkɔmmɔdi a ɛkɔɔ ɔno ne Adwo Asafo ntɛm a ebia ɔmo kɔ conclude ɛwɔ saa sika no a ɛsɛ ɛkɔ ɛde kɔma no no for all you know no ebia na ahokyerɛ kakra anaa sɛbesɛbe yareɛ bi a abɔ yɛ nuabaa no ɛna ɛsɛ quickly ɔno akɔyɛ ɔbaatampa a ɔhwɛ fie kɛseɛ mu no ɔde sika ɛde kɔ ɔmo de hwɛ yɛ nuabaa no ma no ho yɛ den ɛtɔ no nti sɛ obi gyina baabi na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔba bɛyɛ ho dede te sɛ ne sika no efi aban mu di a ɛna ɛmɛtumi aka sɛ ɛntwa kwan ɛbɛyɛ ɛntorɔ because saa sika no a Honorable Kennedy Japan kɔtiɛ no wanka sɛ sika no efi aban mu he only said sɛ efi the chief of staff for all you know it could be a gift a na ɔde kɔ akɔboa yɛ nuabaa ɛma ɔno nso enya ahohan sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ no ho bɛhenhan no na watumi anya mboa bi a ebia ohia ɔyɛ maame ɔfa chief of staff deɛ ɔyɛ baatan nti ɔno na ɔhyɛ aban adwumayɛ afuo nyinaa so including partyfoɔ ne members of parliament nyinaa nti nkɔmmɔ bi na yɛsure sɛ nkɔmmɔ bi na ɛkɔɔ so ɛna ɛma saa sika no yɛ dɛn ɔsoma sɛ ɔmo mfa nkɔyɛ dɛn ɛmfa nkɔnkɔma Adwo Asafo but yɛdeɛ yɛnim na yɛn nua NDC foɔ no betumi ayɛ o ɔmo betumi aka kyerɛ Ghana foɔ nyinaa sɛ chief of staff atam Ghana sika ɛde akɔ akɔma Adwo Asafo ɛba ne saa deɛ na yɛn trɔ ɛna ɔmo ba bɛdi akyerɛ Ghana foɔ because Honorable Kennedy Japan ɛkaayɛ no he only said sɛ maame no soma no ɛma ɔde sika no kɔto Fidelity account mu as to whether sɛ nkɔmmɔ bi kɔɔ so a Adwoa emeki saa request no sɛ ɔmomfa saa sika yi ɛmfa mbra no na ɔmfa nyɛ ne 1-2 bi anaasɛ ebia sɛbesɛbe ebetumi kura aba sɛ yareɛ bi na abɔ no ɛna maame no so ɔmo ngye na ɔmomfa nkɔyɛ dɛn ɛmfa nkɔsa ne yareɛ sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a obetumi speed up process no na Adwoa asan so aba abɛyɛ n'adwuma ntɛm panara nti Ghanafoɔ yɛsrɛ mo moma yɛmfa yɛni ndi akyire sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a NDC foɔ deɛ ɛnkɔ nkɔdi ntorɔ the chief of staff afa Ghana sika asatena me no ka say enim ho hwe say ye Ghana sika ana enye Ghana sika de obi antumi nkyerɛ nhwehwɛm no kɔ so a ɛna ɔmetumi ehu ba me gidi pa say chief of staff ɛyɛ ɔba tampa sɛbesɛbe na adwuma ɔyɛ ama Ghana nyinaa no etua ne ka waboa sika no ɛde akɔ akɔma yɛ nuaba sɛ ɔmfa nsa ne ho yare a na ɔmfa take care of 1 or 2 things a didi sɛ ɛnyɛ bɔne coalition no crusaders for then omayi omotrabe it is welcome. Special prosecutor is very competent. Yes, sure, so he will look into the matter and then yes say odima Ghana for na hwehwem so ye bia odima Ghana for behye na odi ye ato ye dia maye nyina
That's Benghazi mamemra Anthony Adwo Asafo so far near Causeway wajinche.
Well, for me so far and to me who say medical report be that in your there or challenge health wise in your enemies to America on then him say baby to some the uncle Gino man yanka say him say America no work na and then tina oko bankrupt future oko dating crop come to me so na ya to so abaya so out there in amache begim yasa ma odibre say ya so afo na hwe ma nkora ni omu ye yomu eno so ya decide be na hye wonsa almost a year near America bridge. Unya ojuma na chebedweni. Aso afro ojuma so unye. So be ko mpote mana se o peso aso ni o manfo edi nkomo. Agi o madwen kire hu the way a nyama se ko e wo sa mpenso anu so. No so abosa ankrof. So a challenge to the society and the Ghanaian Republic as a whole. Enti obi bia wo ho kwan se otimi kire na adwen etimi di na no tu asem no ehwe se anamo a onua ba yi tu. How is he a Ghana can kanko economy saying you're selecting crop to be productive to society and you cannot be receiving salary for what we have hired you for was productivity ese buama omanu koso no ese nyanu sa. And this has been the problem with our Ghanaian economy. Say ye tua nipa dodo ka bet if aso eso omanu nya as can be revolving fund to grow the economy ye nyan sa. So we continue paying people but we are not getting the product to pick or to boost the country. A challenge to us. Enti near allegations eba there is expected, and this is coming from no mean a person than a former baby papa, not a former baby papa who is a colleague member of parliament. So is the truth you need to know.
Which one be baby papa?
A Kennedy Japan is the baby papa.
I say your baby mama.
It's a known fact.
Okay.
Orake Japan has 2 children. Am I lying? I mean, creating now. So he's the baby papa of Adwa's children, and Adwa is now a married woman to another man. But communication is still there. It did the interview fully on GTV and Asasi. And in all, no, he has been in touch to try to tell KWASI the baby mama to be able to come to terms with the situation at hand. Then you know, to me, this your man. But some rivalry and bitterness, Abba baby. Say, Emra, ye unifi deputy majority leader. Whatever went on, what didn't go on, there's a bitterness there. Mimi nyanti ekrampo say ye pound say asoafo the Ombe gender minister. He never wanted it. She declined. He has to be beg and beg before she even appear before the vetting committee. So right from day one, there has been issues. Then she decided to leave the jurisdiction of Ghana. Now, Omo trigger and Empam Free Party, in free parliament. People have not averted their minds to the law. Free MPP. But that alone cannot take Adwa out of parliament. It means he Adwa free parliament. Adwa will continue to be in parliament till the 4 years. Until the right constitutional provisions are triggered and fully applied. The question is, do MPP for more to 2/3 of parliament Mudibe apply that constitution? Mudibe. So what gamble do you want to gamble? They should be sober and humble to go and at least meet her halfway. Yes, you cannot meeting the demands, no? Because unless also go Apenyo marking at the Adwa Abetua. How will Apenyo marking in person for super feeling? So it's a dicey situation. But what is the root cause. There's rumors around, but we will not put it out there. People should be humble to eat a humble pie and get to the lady and say, look, ye nyina ye wo amanyokoba. Ye nyina ye jin tumi say ye pese ebu oman no ko say. Ye hia de ni, ye susu ye ni. Ye besrew bibi biara eye obufu abutoyem. Ye nyina ntimi nye ye se fatama Ghana for. It should not be your personal interest. It should be at least the high collective interest of the majority. But if they continue, I've just watched a YouTube video, a very young guy, and the kind of inventives I will use on Adjua's personality, it will help the MPP. It will help. As if MPP is behaving as a Benjamin party. They unleash these loose dogs to insult, to make unprintable statements, and you think you will meet what you want. As we speak now, there is no way MPP will get anything going through in Parliament. If hold on, if they don't humble themselves, because 138 name will trump card. And then I don't need a jurisdiction. More 137. They say 137. Musu na munya mo adwi sembe build the consensus. So how do you get your things going through? Anything I be pie, the speaker bag me tia kwenyemu na pie, the motion is lost. If the motion is lost, where is your game? Secondly, speaker bag me ni akwenyemu na say one of the deputies from your side ebetina ho. As on Nukra vote here, it will still be 137. Where do you go with? So MPP need matured brains, matured minds to play leadership. Ebe ma say nkora be bu mpenyin po be bu nkora. Na party no maju. Enu bia kaka bi sem ya no mo de ra mo branch elections yi mu. Look at the mess and the embarrassment they are causing. You know, as much as I know say in political parties you know, we have miscreants and the level to which they do branch elections, common branch election, your constituency, and Nkofudi money buba any sikan where are we going? Internal democracy. And ask me said why is this thing coming? Because these personalities, selfish as they are, who want to lead the party as flag bearers, paying for these forms. It's a root cause to this. In paying for a party no more ever. Who person the party name? Party say Obia fast 2 cities, 5 cities, enter form. Tell person who the party name no. To you merit Baumia, Alan, Afriye to be paying and creating problem. And then, and no money na say, omoetua yi, and a form so no aye assembly. Why do we continue to have this in our country? Penny for MPP, no sorry. Na baby, omo party no koni baby, omo de oman no kono enim gwasima ye. Our democracy is being dented. Already, your president has dented our democracy. You want to continue to dent it to which level?
And I say, Anthony Nupenu, ye de besi wa hanum say, Mabaji, just closing remarks. Now, yeah, sorry, so I'm paying. So let me attempt to read some more messages. What I'm saying, Royal Gabi, if you Kumase, friends were worried. Students on campus were frustrated. But today, as the hope of the freshers is high again, we will commend the University Teachers Association of Ghana for suspending their strike action. But UTAC should know that their demand for a good package didn't start from the current administration. That's Royal Gabi. The reason why people get stuck in mediocrity is that they refuse to fail. The reason why they refuse to fail is because they associate failure with defeat. The fear of defeat paralyzes them to the point that they don't or they won't move forward. MC Abrampa, GH, sounding very philosophical this morning. We need to be extremely alert actually with the NDC diabolical actions towards our economy. Ghanaians had never benefited on any good policies and programs from the NDC government. I urge Ghanaians to fight for accountability to ensure that taxes are being used appropriately, because relying so much on external borrowing triggers corruption in governance. So say kweku edi free UK and Odiano edibaye. Because what appears Stadium Day to Reverend is about to happen uncountable to our leaders who are supposed to talk and help the president to solve the unemployment and hardships in the country. It will get to a point where all the youth and will not respect elders again. That's Eric Gakpeto from Alaju. That's not the way we want to go. Yeah, Pong. I'm sorry, so now, Bengazi.
Over.
1 minute. Closing remarks. Yeah.
Okay. Your friends, Anthony, we know now, Kase already know leadership of our party is not mature. The BBC now, okay, Anthony. Okay, BBC. No, that we don't. Me person who affair me. So I can say their own comment on it.
What did you hear?
Yeah, and Roma Air Koso, where a party has dented our democracy and all that.
But to trust him because you don't dent in our progress.
It be no party. And we turn a President Mills can say the every day do fiasem. Him we do or say it's fiasem. On said ba never can in same biara. The fiasem. Omudia nam kwaso bo. Asa now. Me say asem ba be to NDC for ne de be hu. Ofosu apofo ne ase edu nketia for chairmanship. You be here.
Now we
Hanom. That is where the whole problem will come from. Their leadership, Leo leaders are papa my party no calm any peace at them. As you see, I know, and remember, some of these infractions they happen. If you open your branch, whatever you are saying, similar thing will happen. If you say, oh man, my say, but ne auto part now, or they can't President Akufo-Addo, they wouldn't allow you under your watch, President Mahama. You were blacklisted under money laundering. Now, see, I'm President Akufo-Addo by you for a year film. If you're banner idea, don't go and say
source document.
Don't. Well, you know here when European Union Commission issues a statement and they say Ghana has been removed from the list of money laundering countries. You don't have that, but Ghana Web is there. It's your own Ghana Web. Mumba Ghana, the source is there. Maybe a source there, I go to watch now. Going forward, it is very important, Wafa. It is very, very important.
Yes, yeah.
Yenino, Yedin Kabu, Ebebu, and Ghana. Ekono, Yadia here, a Ghana Funina, you're best sorry. You're bomb pie. Wafa, I have Sunday Bia, now a glow women for no more bomb pie, my Ghana. Anti omonka. Anti omonka. Me pese me dia me hu bi de. But baby aye duro no me sre se Ghana fo nyina obi a kɔ ne ntwere anim a ɔmbɔ mpae ama ɔman Ghana. Se ne be especially with our parliament no. Ye nyina ye be baako. Yetumi ebu ɔman no.
Okay.
Man ko yi a e be bo ye nyina.
Me da say Anthony.
Na aglo mpanyifo enye no mama appointment here. Ebi mu didi ntie e come the nkrofo mu ye de kɔbɔ mpae. For me, no, I believe, say, money baby edu no. Inifo omo ahu bra. Ni nimdie. From be kan nyina. The country is highly polarized. Very, very polarized. Ne asema enye say yebufu kana yebufu. Asema enye say ye ntokwa na ye ntokwa. It tells you, say, you are lacking a level of leadership. We need people who have that passion, akuma. Hey, we brainstorm from all sectors. Because as we speak now, economy no, a dafem kra, and a dafem no, I want to swan so be a brabum. And your friend studio cramp I am because what? But tough for now the traffic. Uto fuel inside the traffic. It is not productive. And we are struggling. And we need a leadership. And also now, Putin, Amani Husi or Russia, only and we now want to so we are expecting a fuel no ebesa cost. A guardian cost. So governance is a serious business. In some mutu go ko e kan ye enye no na mo ye. Nti e besere. Nimdie fo okrum ha. O man penya akufo ado. Uni afina mu fa mu pride into nchen. Mu sinkonya. They nyina the way forward for the economy. Where we are going is really a dire situation. Lorry friend amani hunsi. Lorry fe ikrampo no drivers obebre na no omo bu njusu. They just want to manage. Fuel continue to increase. More traffic. There is a dire situation. It is a nipa dream yama we ho. We don't have to be getting another tension from the MPP political party because of common branch election. Sensibility should be at play. And Ghana is where we are. Thank you.
Meda say empenifoi na yade enkomono akwakogo Anthony Nukwenu NDC Greater Accra Regional Organizer and Benjamin Jewu Apia. O say
man wa me no yi man.
What's your wakewi?
Anthony
and Bengazi did the birthday. And then I would yeah.
Ya me ntunkom.
Thank you.
So mama bia tari ntimi nya hwe nso.
Ankamodi Ankabeya West.
Blessing amemo.
And this your buy Ankabeya West kra.
Madam Pennyfoya say anope wo dwumedi so need 100.9 Ghana Montie so erwasio go hanum say na yedi si yes sorry so anope na niaka yedi ababeto so enyom ye babebo mo nyom pa.